And we are live. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever the time is, wherever you are joining from. It's important that I salute everyone, because I know that we've got people who are joining from different parts of the world. Good evening. Hi. Hello, how are you all doing? And finally, the day that we all have been waiting for is here. I know that you are super pumped and excited as much as the organizers, the volunteers, and everyone who's been working behind the scenes, including the speakers. I'm sure that everyone is excited that today is finally here. And I want to officially say welcome. Officially, I'm welcoming you to the 10X Business Conference 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, we have started. Okay. The dice have been cast already, and yes, we have set everything rolling. I really want to say thank you for coming, and thank you for coming in on time. I'm sure that some persons have been joining even before we went on live, like before we started this live, and I'm like, I was checking my time. I'm like, it's not even time yet, but people are here. Ladies and gentlemen, register your presence in the comment section. Let me know that you are here. Let me see that you are here. So I want to know those who are joining and where you are joining us from. So in the comment section, I'm just going to be going through the comment section now. Just let me know. Oh, I'm here. I'm joining from Rwanda. I'm here. I'm joining from Nigeria. I'm here. I'm joining from Cyprus. I'm here. I'm joining from the UK. So wherever you're joining us from, just let us know in the comment section. I would be glad, to highlight you, and of course pay homage to you and recognize your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Day one is starting, and believe me, it's starting on a very great note, on a very great note. So let me see your comments. Let me see it coming on live. Great. I see my people. Beautiful. I see people joining from Bayelsa. So I feel like the people in Bayelsa have a very dynamic kind of energy. And when I saw that this event is going to be, happening, the physical event that's going to be happening in Bayelsa, I'm like, this is going to be the first of its kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think so that in Bayelsa, this kind of big, great, enormous event has ever happened. This is going to be the first of its kind. And I'm super excited to see that we have people from Bayelsa here in the comment section. I see you, Moses. I see you. I see you. I beg your pardon in case I do not pronounce your name very well. Just forgive me in advance. But trust me, I'm going to do my best to ensure that I pronounce the name appropriately. Okay. I see you, Junior. I see you, Harry. Let me see more people in the comment section. I see you, Emmanuel. Okay, I see you, Tana. I hope I got that right. I see you, Ine. I see you, Ine, from Nigeria, Bayelsa State. I see you, Tosin, joining from Oyo State, Nigeria. Beautiful. I see you joining from Delta State, Iola. So good, so good. Layefa says is joining from Bayelsa. Oh my God. The energy from Bayelsa people is on a different level. I'm telling you the truth. The energy from Bayelsa people is on a whole different level, and it's so beautiful to see. Like, I'm super excited. It feels like we're in the same room. Do you get me? It feels like we're in the same room. Thank you so much, Tari. Tari says Bayelsa. Okay. I see Bayelsa people in the comment section saying Bayelsa to the world. Okay. Let me hope that we'll still have more people join us, from other parts of the world, from Delta, from Lagos, from Ogun State, from Abeokuta, from different parts of the world, because this is like, I want to believe this is a global conference, yeah. Because again, we're talking about something that is going to be beneficial to everybody, no matter where you are, no matter where you're from. Either you're from Bayelsa, you're from the United States, wherever you are from, you are going to be benefiting from today's event. And I'm super excited. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Albert. I see you. I see you, Merit. I see you. I see you. So let's take it a notch higher now, guys. Let's take it a notch higher. I love the energy. Thank you, Abayomi from Lagos. Finally, we have somebody from Lagos. Finally, we have somebody who is not from Bayelsa, who is not watching from Bayelsa. Okay, thank you so much, Abayomi. I see you. So let's take it a notch higher now, guys. I want you to tell me, what you're expecting from this event. What are you expecting from this event? You have registered and you're happy to be here. You have been looking forward to this conference. What are your expectations? What do you want to learn? What do you want to take away, from today's session? By the time this 3-day power packed 10x business conference is done with, what do you want to take away? Let me know in the comment section. Why are you here? Let me know in the comment section. I want to see as many people who are, who have come with a heart ready to learn. Let me see it in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys. I really, 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 really love the energy. I love the energy and I am so excited. Let me see in the comment section why are you here? Why are you looking forward to this event? Why did you register? I want to see it in the comment section. Yes, okay. Ayawo says, I'm here because I have been frustrated. And I want to be fearless. Amazing, amazing. This is so good. This is so powerful and profound. Ibukun says, I'm here with a heart ready to learn. My God, this is so good. This is so, 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 so good. This is so good. Let me see more comments. Why are you here? Why have you registered? Why have you come here, early enough? A lot of you have come here, about 5 minutes even before the event, 6 minutes before the event. I want to see what, why you've come here, what you want to learn, what you want to gain. There are lots of speakers. I'm sure you must have seen, the flyer and the lineup of speakers. Amazing, powerful, power-packed speakers. I'm sure you have seen all of that. Okay, Madam Rice NG says, I'm here to gain knowledge. Madam Rice, I hope you brought rice for everyone today. You have enough to go around. I hear it's very expensive now. So let's see. Thank you so much for sharing. You're here to gain knowledge. And trust me, knowledge shall you gain. Thank you so much, Albert. I see your comments. Thank you so much. Okay. The comments are coming in very fast, and I'm going to ensure I'm spotlighting everyone. Albert says, I believe that this meeting will help me achieve my goal of becoming 10 times better than my former self. This is so profound. My God, this is so profound. Very, 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 very powerful. Thank you so much, Alba. Thank you so much. David says, I want to gain new knowledge and skills to transform my life and destiny, and how to build a sustainable and profitable business. Oh my God. Guys, everyone in this room is on fire. What? This is the kind of energy I was expecting, and trust me, I have not been disappointed. Wow, David says, I want to be fearless and get into battle-tested strategies. Whoa, okay. I didn't see that coming. Okay. Strategies to drive home results that are outstanding. Woos. Okay. Bayelsa people are on fire. I tell you the truth. This is so good. So good, so good, so good. I love that we are here with a heart ready to learn, ready to gain new insights, ready to, soak in knowledge. And one of the things I want to promise you tonight or this evening or this morning, whatever the time is as you're watching this, I want to promise you that your expectation is going to be met and exceeded. Promise. That's my promise. I promise you, your expectation is going to be met and exceeded. You know why I say that? Because the caliber of guests that have been brought on board for this event, there are people who know their onions, people who have been through thick and thin to push themselves to where they are today. So they're people that we look up to. But beyond looking up to them, their life is very inspiring, okay? And their story is intriguing, capable of pushing you from the level of frustration to fearlessness. Ladies and gentlemen, believe me, you are in for the very best. You are in for the very best. Thank you so much. I love that, we are all here, present and active in this meeting. And I want to crave your indulgence. Please ensure that you are here from now till the end, because there's just a lot that you are going to be learning. Ensure that you do not miss any part of this event. Ensure that nothing is distracting you. Ensure you have your pen and your paper, your jotter. Okay, I've got mine here, and you see, I want to take notes. I want to ensure that I'm writing everything and I'm not missing anything. So I want you to, ensure that you are not missing any detail that is going to be shared today, by any speakers. We've got two speakers lined up for today, and we have, you're going to be able to ask them questions. You're going to be able to, clear your doubt or clear your mind about some things that have been bothering you. Thank you so much. I see that more comments are still coming in. Benson says, I want to learn wisdom from people that become system in different space. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Austin, your expectation is to become more disciplined and take meaningful action towards your goals and aspirations. My God, this is so good. This is so good. In fact, I'm even more excited now, because it looks like in this place today we have gathered the people who are ready to learn. It is one thing for you to bring people together for an event, okay, especially when it's a virtual one like this. Okay, people are easily distracted, their attention span is limited, but for you to now have a set of people who are willing to say, you know what, I'm here and I'm here for real. I'm here and I'm here to learn. I'm here and I'm here to soak in everything that every of the speaker is going to be saying. Ladies and gentlemen, please give yourselves a round of applause. Type it in the comment section. Drop your favorite emoji. Clap for yourself. Just clap in the comment section. Just clap in the comment section. If this was a physical event, right, this is the time where I want to say, you know what, time your hands together for yourself. But let me see your best emoji in the comment section. Show me your excitement. Show me your energy, because what I want to do now is to bring on board the convener of this event, ladies and gentlemen. So you know why I ask you to clap now. I want to bring on board the convener of this event, a young guy who is inspiring to me myself. And I don't want to go into stories. Honestly, I don't want to go into stories, because Sam and I have got, some history, some just very beautiful story of how I met him. And I don't even want to go into that, but I'm just going to bring him on board now. He's going to, do the opening remark for us, so that we can go right into the session. We can bring up our guests, and then, we begin to dive right in. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a warm round of applause. I can see the comment section. Honestly, I don't know where Sam got this energetic people from, but I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on board Samuel Sunday Samuel, as some of you, may know him. Is the I know he's going to say he's the humble convener. Okay, he's going to say, I'm the humble convener of this event. Guess what, guys? Before this event, so before we came on live, we had, a little rundown behind the scene. And I say, Sam, give me your profile. Guess what, Sam? Do I have profile? Do you have profile? These people that will be doing big things, but they would like to, they would like to be pretending and doing that. Bros, we know you. We know you. How are you doing
Thank
today,
you.
Samuel?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very fine. Thank you. Good evening, Mary. Good evening, everyone. How we doing? I'm seeing the energy in the comment, and I'm like, my
It is so
God,
good.
I
It is
can't even
so
wait for
good.
what Saturday will look like if we're this, excited online. Good evening, everyone. How we doing? Um, wow, wow, wow. I'm wowed. I'm really humbled by the amount of people I'm seeing here who have chosen to commit to their personal development and growth. There's so many things people could be doing, but they chose to actually make the investment of time, money, energy to be here. And I can assure you that no action you have taken towards growth will go unrewarded. I'm so excited to be here. I see the energy in the room, and I'm really, really excited for, you know, everybody that is here. So, well, the main talk will happen on Saturday. I'm just here to tell you guys that it's been an interesting challenge organizing this kind of conference in Bayelsa. I was talking to one of our speakers, at the early stages of preparation when we were trying to plan this conference. Like, this conference is happening in Bayelsa. And she was like, "But what?" I still can't forget that expression. Like, "But what?" I'm like, "Yelsa." Yes, Bayelsa. And another speaker was asking me, and she was like, "How are we going to get to this? Are we going to take boat? Will I like, you will swim to the location." But guess what? We're here, and it's finally happening. It's so beautiful to have undergone through this process. And there's one particular event I like to share as one of the core reasons why, it's good to always know why, we do something. I've lived, some of you may not know, for those of you that know, more no cast down. I've lived and studied in Bayelsa for about 7 years, strike and COVID inclusive. Studied engineering in Bayelsa, and Bayelsa as a state has a very, very vibrant youth population who are yet to gain exposure to the opportunities in life and business. And this is one of the core reasons why I chose to have this conference in Bayelsa. I'll tell you a story. When I was, putting this together, I had an experience that strengthened my resolve to actually get this done. I was coming out one afternoon, and someone reached, he called out to me from a car he was in, and I was struggling to recognize this person. But he called me with so much confidence. I knew that this person definitely knew who I was. And, I was trying to, match the energy he used to call me, but I was struggling to recognize. And I got closer to the car, and I discovered that this particular person is somebody I know, but has been, burned by fire from bunkering activity. And his situation is not unique, guys. His situation is not unique. And when I saw him, I couldn't even shake him that day because there was nowhere to hold to shake this guy. This is one of the core reasons I chose to have this event in Bayelsa and bring other people into Bayelsa so that we can introduce new knowledge right from the heart of Bayelsa. And I'm so excited. I have a lot of Bayelsans here. And we have people from, a lot of persons have come in today ahead of the conference. And, a lot of great things are happening. And on Saturday, when we gather, physically for the main event, we're going to really have very, very interesting conversations, and a lot of transformation is going to happen. So here's what I can assure you. I've always been saying this. For the duration of this conference, all our speakers for this conference are global industry leaders. These are people who have walked the talk. I like to say this is not a Paspire to Maguire event. If you look at the quality of our speakers, you will understand that the only thing you have to worry about at this point is your ability to apply the necessary discipline that is required to execute on the strategies that will be handed over to you during this conference. That's the only thing you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about the practicality of what you'll be learning. You don't have to worry about the content. You don't have to worry about the speakers. Our speaker for today is already in the room, and I'm so excited for all we're going to learn today. And in a moment, I'll be off your face, but here's what I want you to understand. You have made the investment to be here. I want you to take up the position of a finisher and see this through to an excellent end. Learn, execute, and grow. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll leave you guys right now, and I'll allow Mary to take on the stage. On Saturday, we're going to have a very wonderful time at the main event during the conference. So I'll get on your faces now, and I'll join you in the comment section because I'm also here to learn. I have my writing materials here. So I'm also here to learn, and I'll give room for our speaker and our host to carry on. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, to the 10X Business Conference 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was such a beautiful opening speech. It was brief, but I'm sure that everyone who listened to that would agree with me that it was also concise. Like, I remember back then during my mass communication training, my lecturer who taught us news writing and news reporting would say that you don't need a lot of stories in your news, but ensure that your news is meaty, it is weighty, and it is punchy. You see those lines? Meaty, weighty, punchy. I can never forget it. And I think that that's what Sam has done this evening. This opening remark, this opening speech was so punchy. It was so meaty, and it was so concise. I love it. I really love it. But one of the things is that I'm going to hold on to is that it says that don't worry about what you're going to be hearing too much. Okay, don't worry about the speakers, because already these speakers, see, they're top notch. They're top notch in their fields. Go and check them out. Go and read their profile. Go and check them on social media. Go and check what they're doing. These guys know what they are doing. Like, they are bosses in their own right. So don't. That should not be your problem. That should not be your headache. It says that what should be your headache or what should be your problem or what you should be worrying about now is executing the things you're going to be learning, okay? Taking the position of a finisher, okay? How you're going to learn, execute, and grow with everything you're going to be learning. And I think that is very profound. Thank you so much, Samuel, for that very interesting, short and concise opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you say in the comment section? Yeah, I say a lot of thank you for this opportunity. I say a lot of thank you. It takes a lot for somebody who grew up in a particular community to say, you know what, I've seen this community, I know this community, and I want to give back to this community. I want to make my impact felt in this community. Okay, honestly, a place like Bayelsa, not a lot of people would be expecting this kind of conference from there, but look at what we have today. Look at what we are having today. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's okay to also say thank you one more time to, Mr. Samuel. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Okay, let's go right, into, the agenda for today. Right about now, since we have done the opening, remark already. So it's like we've set the ball rolling. But it's important also that I mention to you that this 10x business conference, okay, it's an accelerator for aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, career professionals, people from different walks of life. And the aim of this conference, of this, this whole gathering, is to equip everyone that is going to be here today with battle tested strategies. Now I see where my friend got that battle tested strategy used in the line the other time. Okay, I get that. Okay, with strategies, system, and structure for sustainable, predictable, and profitable growth, with unstoppable confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, like you already know, it's a 3-day massive conference. We're going to be having the first 2 days virtual, and on Saturday, it's going to be the grand finale. It's going to be a physical event, right there in Bagelsa. And I want to assure you that you are just in for the best. Like, this weekend is going to be one of the best weekends of your life. I promise you that it's going to be one of the best weekends of your life. And I want you to maximize every of this opportunity. Every opportunity you're going to be learning here, you're going to be maximize everything and ensure that you gain the very best. Okay, without further ado, I think it's okay for me now to bring up our very first speaker for this evening. Whom I have a very distinct regard for, because she's somebody I have followed her works online for a really long time, and I can tell you for a fact that this is an amazing woman that I have personally learned from, and I'm also still looking forward to learning from her. Ladies and gentlemen, this amazing, inspiring, and powerful woman we have in our midst today, she's called the powerhouse coach. Have you heard that before? For people to be calling somebody the powerhouse coach, you know that it's really a very serious matter. So she's called the powerhouse coach and wealth architect, and she's on a mission to unlock financial freedom. How many of you want to learn financial freedom today? You want to learn, how to save your money more, how to make your money work for you more, so that you will not have to do so much work. How many of you want to learn that today? Don't worry, our mama is here and she's going to be teaching us all of that. So as an FCA, FCCA, CPA, MBA, and CFE. I am not going to tell you the meaning of those acronyms, ladies and gentlemen. Just go on Google and type those. You are going to say, but I'm sure that the acronyms that have to do with accounting profession, financial professions, okay, because that's a field. She's a force to be reckoned with, guiding individuals across continent to make, manage, and multiply their money. With an impressive 22 years of experience, my God. Whoosh! 22 is a lot. 22 is a lot. 22 years experience. She is the founder of Smart Stewards, where she has empowered countless individuals and businesses globally to build lasting wealth. Finance shouldn't be a mystery. That's what she says. Finance shouldn't be a mystery. I'm sure that some people today, finance is still a mystery, but she's saying finance shouldn't be a mystery because there's a key that unlocks financial mystery. Hey, you are in for the best today. I'm telling you the truth. You are in for the very best. So she says finance shouldn't be a mystery. And she's right. So she demystifies money matters, sharing practical strategies, actionable tips, and a wealth of wisdom to elevate your finances to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful, sound woman is on a mission to lead a transformative journey towards wealth, guiding people of all ages and professions with a make, manage, multiply money philosophy. She uses a mix of books, courses, and events to unlock financial potential, and that's what she's going to be doing here today because we will tap into divine abundance. Hey, God, I don't know if you guys are ready. I'm going to tap into divine abundance this evening, and she's going to be helping us create a wave of wealth, you know. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want, I see that the comment section is buzzing already, but please help me welcome Shola Adeshake. See, when I'm calling that name, my mouth is shaking because usually we call her Auntie Shola. Anybody who knows, anybody that I've heard that before, we call her Auntie Shola. So please help me welcome Auntie Shola in the comment section. Auntie Shola, good evening, ma'am. Good evening to you, ma'am. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Mary, for that very warm welcome.
Thank you
Can
so
you hear
much.
me? Can you see me? Are
Yes,
we
yes,
all okay?
yes.
Hunky dory, ready to go. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
the very warm welcome. I am excited to be here, and I hope that we have a fantastic, fantastic night today. Thank
Yes.
you.
We will have a very great night. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are so honored, very, very honored to have you in our midst. I'm going to leave the stage now and, just let you have the floor. But before I go, I want to ask you a question because this is not a question and answer. You're going to have your session, but one of the things that I do, or one of the things that I'm always interested in when I see people of your kind of caliber is to ask them questions about their stories. I am a storyteller and I love to listen to real life stories, especially of people who have pushed themselves from zero to hero level. I want to hear their story because I know that in the stories of people, there are lessons embedded in them that we have to learn. A lot of us on this call are young people. We look up to people like you, and we know that your story is going to inspire us, to make right decisions for our future. And Shola, please, would you kindly do us the honor to just tell us about your story? How did you get to this point? Where did this start from? Have you always been this, very, good person with money? You know how to manage money from your teenage years, from your, just tell us, please. I want to learn personally, please, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Mary. Like I said, I'm really excited to be here. And thank you, Sunday Samuel, for inviting me. My story is, nothing out of the ordinary. But they say that, the strength and the beauty of a man can be found in a story. So, yes, again, my story is unique. I qualified as a chartered accountant about 23 years ago. And yeah, by the way, I'd like to say that I'm an accountant in three different continents. I'm a fellow of ICANN, like my profile already read, fellow of ACC in the UK. I have CP in Canada, and all of those very fantastic qualifications. But for a better part of my career, I was always very broke. I was literally living on IOU. Imagine about 17 years ago, I was earning about 500,000, 500,000, and yet I was always broke. 4 days, 3 days after salary was paid, I was writing an IOU as the head of finance of my organization. I didn't have shit, or maybe I just just thought that I had spiritual problems. And to be very candid with you, I will go out in church when altar calls were made because I thought that my inability to manage my finances was because village people were after me. Now, in those days, we wouldn't call them village people, but I just thought that someone was wrong. And then I would come out, they would pray, and then I would go back to my ways, just spend my money anyhow. I wasn't buying anything spectacular. Yes, I traveled a few times. I wasn't building a house, I wasn't investing in assets. And, then there came a time that I took some really bad decisions that I wasn't proud of. These days, I realized that in retrospect, it was a blessing that I went through that experience because if not, I probably wouldn't be here today, teaching personal finance. Maybe I'll be a group exec of a, big oil and gas company. But as children of God, we know that all things work together for good. So I took some really nasty decisions. I resigned from a job that was paying me so well, and many things happened. So from earning about 500,000, having access to funds, there then came a time in my life that I didn't even have 1,000 naira to myself. So it hits differently if you have enjoyed money and then you go broke. So if you haven't tasted money, you're just like struggling and hustling and doing all of those things. But if you have been rich and then you go broke, it just hits very differently. So that was what happened. I took those really unpleasant decisions, and then I, started to find my way back. It took me about 2 years to navigate my way back up. And, when I bounced out of that very messy situation, I decided that I was going to be teaching people about my journey, about personal finance, about the things that I learned rather in the process, so that I could help them shorten their learning curve. Right? That's why you have mentors. That's why you have people who have gone ahead of you. They teach you things that you necessarily don't have to go through, so that you can achieve your own results faster. Anyway, that was how I sort of pivoted from practicing as an accountant. I still practice as a chartered accountant because I'm a brilliant one, by the way. But I pivoted about 10 years ago into teaching personal financial literacy. And that's why we are here. And I mean, I've gone from that very broke girl into, having investments in 9 digits and, approaching 10 digits and just, living a life of passion and helping people just live their best financial lives. So that's my story, right?
Wow, I knew that there was something to learn. I knew definitely there would be something to learn. Thank you so much, Auntie Shola, for taking us through that journey. And if there's anything I'm taking away from this story you have told us briefly, I know you had to compress it. I know you had to, shorten it. But if there's anything I'm taking away from this, it is that anyone can rewrite their story. Anyone can like you can rewire, you can re-engineer, you can retrace your steps, even if you've done something and that's not where you should be, that's not what you want, that's not what you envision for yourself. You can begin to make new decisions to correct some things, to correct that path that you were on, so that you can get yourself on the right track. And I hope that we are learning already, because this is why we are here. This is why we are here. Thank you so much once again, Auntie Shola. I'm just going to go backstage now so that you can go into your conversation proper. And we're talking money. Like I told you that, Sha, said, she is a very fantastic and beautiful accountant. So this evening, she's going to be talking to us, about everything we can do, to manage our money, to manage our finance. And of course, I know that a lot of us here are young, and we need this knowledge. So she's going to be teaching us about money sense, how to make, manage, and multiply money. I hope a lot of you are ready. Achala, over to you, ma.
All right. Thank you so much, Mary. Like I said, I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Sunday Samuel, for having me. I'm particularly excited and grateful on your behalf for the very good work you're doing. I think you're building something phenomenal. The world can't wait to see what you're up to, and I know it's a very bright future. I do not take it for granted to be here. Well done. Listen, I am particularly proud of young people who are all about a life of impact and influence, especially in a world where everybody is looking for how they can profit from just anything. I don't think there's anything that is, as potent or as powerful as impact and influence. And listen, as you do this, you're setting yourself up, for a life of great, great prosperity. Because listen, God pours his blessings upon those who seek to serve humanity with their gifts. So I just thought to just appreciate the great work that you're doing and for bringing me here. So, guys, tonight we are talking about money sense. I could talk from now till tomorrow about money, from different dimensions, from the scriptures, from my personal experiences, from my interactions with very wealthy people, and a whole lot. But I am trusting that everything I say today would resonate with you, and there'll be one thing at least that you'll go home with. Now, when we talk about things like this, listen, some of you might likely get inundated. There's so much to take home from this. I mean, some of you will be excited. Some of you will be, just very passive and like, what she's saying. But I just want to encourage you that, to make the most of this session, just look out for that one thing, no matter how small it is, one thing from this presentation that will revolutionize your world. One thing that you will, choose as your action point from tonight. Having said that, I think I'm really, really jealous of you guys. When I see young people, young adults, I know there might be older people here, but I'm just excited because I've been here and there. I've been young. Now I'm old. I'm not old, right? But it just gives me joy that you're what's the word? You're blessed to have access to information like this early enough to set you up on a path of financial success. So somebody has asked me to talk about money sense. And listen, when I speak, I'm a person of faith. I usually pray and trust for, the right word for every audience. So you might have listened to me many times, but I bet from program to program, I usually have a different message, even though the central focus is still on finance. And I was particularly glad to listen to Mary talk about tapping into divine abundance. I'm like, that is the frequency, because listen, the world is more spiritual than than we understand. And when we live in a time and a season where even the natural course of everything is not making sense, like the economy is not economizing, is not economying, monetary policies are not policing. You have no choice than to lean into the spiritual and into a higher level of abundance, higher level of financial authority, so that you can tap into all of the things that God wants you to be, and just be so amazing with your finances. All right, so I'm going to be talking about money sense. I hope I can present my screen. Yes. All right, this is my presentation for tonight, and money sense, how to manage and multiply money. And God specifically led me to teach you from the lessons of Joseph's story. Like, you all know Joseph is somebody in the Bible that we can, all relate with. Yeah, even though this is a secular conference, but I will draw, examples and references from a story. Do confirm that you can see my slide, and then we'll go on from there. All right, so money sense, I love it. Before I go into the money sense, let me quickly take you through what has been happening in the economy, especially in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, around the world. I tell people that we all operate in at least 3 to 4 types of economies. You have your personal economy, you have the national economy of the country you're resided in, you have the global economy, and you have, which I just started to teach, your spiritual economy. Now, your personal economy is about what you make and how you spend what you make. Now, the national economy is about what is happening in the country you reside in. In Nigeria right now, we know what the national economy looks like. Some of the commonly used words are inflation, FX issues, macroeconomic policies, President Tinubu, the prices are going up, and many things. That's the national economy. And for the global economy, you all agree with me, or you will all agree with me, that whatever happens in America, whatever happens in the UK, literally filters down to us here in Nigeria. When COVID happened 4 years ago, we all know how we were affected. When the Ukraine-Russia war happened, we all know how we were affected. The Hamas Israel war, we all know how we were affected. So literally, that global economy is not one that we should not keep an eye on. And I tell people, see, these other two economies, you don't have control over them. So the one that you have control over is your personal economy and not absolute control. So you have to really take your finances very seriously. And like I said, the fourth economy is what I call the spiritual economy. These days, if you're not leaning into your spiritual economy, guys, you're on a long thing. Because even our leaders, with all due respect, they're trying their best. There seems not to be respite, right? Economic policies will take a while to manifest, but until then, the citizens are suffering. So we're literally in the hands of God and in the hands of knowledge and information. But I just wanted to share the outlook of the year with you. I know it is March, so that you can be motivated and inspired to make the most of not just your finances, but your gift and talent and everything that God has created you to be. Now, let's look at some of the things that we are currently facing. I need to stop sharing and just quickly share another slide because I'm presenting from two screens. Just 1 minute, please. Okay. From my computer. No, I'm not uploading a file. So you may have to help me here. I shouldn't have closed the screen I was sharing. I want to share my screen. Okay, I've seen it. All right, so these are some of the things we are dealing with: macroeconomic policies, inflation rates, FX issues, weak Naira. Let me tell you another major thing we are dealing with. This was done, this report was curated as at the end of last year. We also have food crisis. Did you know that the UN, the Food and Agricultural Organization of the UN, has warned of potential famine as food crisis escalates? And we are in March already, we all know what food prices are saying. They're also saying there'll be extreme weather. Guys, this was in December. How many of you have been experiencing the heat wave in Nigeria, right? They said there'll be conflict, economic wars that will fuel global hunger. And then there's what we call stagflation. Stagflation is a condition in which there's slow economic growth, which is, stagnation. There's rising prices, which is inflation, and rising unemployment. So there's a combination of slow economic growth and rising prices. Now, I'm not trying to paint a gloomy situation. I just want you to know the things in the national and the global economies that you're dealing with, so you can take your personal finances and obtain that money sense that we're talking about tonight. Do you see? So I'm going to stop sharing and then I will go back to my farmer slides. So I'm here to just make you realize that, see, there's no savior anywhere. Nobody is coming to save you in the world apart from God. So when we say you necessarily need to obtain the money sense to get your finances seriously, it is a serious issue because almost all the odds are stacked against you at the national level. In Nigeria, I keep telling people that in my adult years, I'm not sure that I ever anticipated this day. Now listen, I have worked for about 23 years. and I have bought dollars at under 100 naira. So you can sort of relate to what I'm saying. And now, if anybody had told me back then that there will be a time, you'll be buying dollar at 1,007 or 1,008, I was saying, no. You're a prophet of doom. 5 years ago, I told my community members when dollar was 360 naira, right? I said, you guys, let's do a challenge. Let's save up 360,000. Everybody, I mean, not me, but the people I was leading. And once you attain 360,000 mark, change it into dollars, start a dollar mutual fund. And about 250 something people joined that challenge. Some people changed the equivalent of $10,000, some $20,000, some $1,000, some even saved up the equivalent of $500, 180,000 naira. So if anybody told me that there will be a time where some prices of goods and services will skyrocket. So the last time I was conscious about the price of spaghetti in the market was when it was 220 naira. Not like we've not been buying, but I've not just put my mind to it. And then last week, somebody went to shop for me because I do wholesale shopping. And the person said, one spaghetti is 900. I'm like, are you okay? Those are the things we are dealing with. And we don't have control. We just wake up, we see that inflation is, the price of this is that, and, things are happening. So I want you to take this lecture and everything you will learn during this conference very serious, because they will literally pull you out of the pack and you will likely not feel the impact of what is happening. You will see it, like what the Bible says about when there's a casting down, some of us, it's a lifting up. I tell you, as an individual, 2024 has been my best year so far in terms of income. I set income goals. January, I hit it. February, I hit it. March, we're doing well. So I'm not painting this gloomy side because I'm trying to project something gloomy to you. But when you face the things you're dealing with, it gives you the strength and the perspective to decide to be, fierce and to be resilient in terms of winning. So I'm saying those things so that you don't just think that, we're good. If you adopt a passive, disposition about your finances, about your future, Nigeria will cancel you. The global economy will cancel you. So you've got to be very committed. You've got to be very resilient. You've got to be very serious about your finances. And those are the things I'm going to be teaching you tonight. So let me continue to share my screen and then we will go ahead. I can't see comments, but I hope that you are learning something tonight. So I'm going to close this slide and then go into my main slide. So let's go into the presentation for tonight. 3 parts to my teaching tonight. The money sense comprises of 3 parts. The mindset of winning. That's part 1. And I'm quickly going to run through it. Don't forget that I said I wanted to take you through the story of Joseph in the Bible, right? And bring out the financial principles and the kind of money sense, and not just money sense, life sense that we can read or we can see from a story. You all know how Joseph was, sold, how his father loved him, how he had dreams, how he was handsome, how he had a good future ahead of him. But for him, the economy was not what was going to cancel his plans. It was his own brothers. And they were jealous, they were envious. And you see, every one of us, we have things that get in our way. Some of you think, I'm not from a very wealthy background. I don't think I can make it in life. Or some of you, you'll be like, because I am in Nigeria, things cannot be really okay for me. How many of you have been watching, may God rest his soul, about Wigwe's tribute ceremonies and the things people have been saying about him? And the fact that this guy started to grow his wealth from Nigeria. And there are many, many, many wealthy and rich people that we do not even know their names, that are still doing well, born, bred, buttered, and they're still doing well in Nigeria. So your location, your background cannot be a deterrent or a hindrance for you managing money and building wealth. From a favored son, he became a slave, a prisoner, and then he became a prime minister. Now, what is a resilient mindset? Because when I teach financial literacy, I tell people it is not just about, coach, I want to save, I want to invest. There's a certain mindset for winning with your finances. There's a certain mindset for building wealth. And you see, it can't be, I don't want to say it can't be caught. It can be caught. You can watch people, you can learn from people, but it has to be thought, it has to be imbibed. You have to just be resolute. You have to be determined that, you know what, in this one world, nobody has a second chance. I'm going to make wealth. I'm going to build wealth. I'm going to do whatever it takes legally and morally to be wealthy. This guy was resilient. He had dreams, everything was going well. He had his, shortcomings because there's some dreams you don't even share with people. You share the first one, they weren't happy for you. You share the second one. Now you cause some sometimes, you see. But he was resilient. I had to go, when the Lord put in my heart to share from his story with you today, I had to go back to read the entire, maybe 6 chapters or 7 chapters that talked about his life. He was sold, yes. His brothers betrayed him, yes. Circumstances happened, yes. Your parents didn't have money, yes. You didn't go to school, yes. You went to school, you had tutu, yes. You went to a polytechnic, yes. I started my career from a polytechnic. I wanted to go into OAU, but they didn't have spaces for me. They didn't have an additional space. So my dad said, okay, you go and start your OND. When you do finish your OND, you will go to the uni. And then I started my OND, finished my OND. I was bent on going to the University of Ife then. And the Obafemi University, and they said, no, okay, come and read statistics and demography or something, social sciences. But I was resilient. You know what? I know my passion. I know my strength. I want to be an accountant. So I went back to a polytechnic to do my HND. But that was then, look at it. Whether OND or HND, listen, I have gone into rooms that people who have PhDs, people that went to school together, have not gone into. So don't continue to give all of those, excuses. So for us to have the right mindset, we must cultivate a resilient mindset. This guy was sold, part one, right? Number one, he was put in a pit, he was sold, part one, and they sold him again. The people that they sold him to sold him again to Potiphar. And then he went to Potiphar's house, and then he was betrayed with all of the things that he did for that guy. Because the Bible said that when he was in Potiphar's house, everything was working. And then they betrayed him again. In building wealth, you have to look beyond what the economy is saying. Don't keep saying, there's no money in Nigeria, everybody is broke. I know, the whole economic climate could be depressing. Don't get me wrong. But this is a time for wealth transfer. Those who are making money are making the money already, whilst some of us, not me, I'm not there, and I know you're not there. Whilst many people are complaining and focusing on the wrong things and casting on social media, the people that are making money are making the money. I am one of them, and I cannot lie to you because I am identifying opportunities. I'm going to share some of those things that you can immediately start to do. So, but it is important for us to cultivate this resilient mindset. He had vision, he had foresight, he didn't allow the things happening, to affect him. You've got to develop a vision for your financial future and plan accordingly. We're still talking about creating the right mindset. What exactly do you want? Some of us, this is something I do all the time when I teach. You have not thought beyond what is happening now. You don't even have the capacity to imagine and see yourself in bigger spaces. The Bible says, Ephesians 3:20, now to him is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or imagine. Imagination is a gift. We don't use it. Let me tell you a very practical story very quickly. How when I was living with my cousin many years ago with my aunt, my cousin, age mates, we would just start, I think we're about 9, 10, 11, I can't remember. We would just start to visualize ourselves going to London. So we'll sit down in front of the house and say, okay, we're going to London. These are the things we're going to buy. We'll mention the names of our cousins, our brothers. We'll say, okay, this person I'm going to buy them a pair of sneakers, and we'll just be imagining. It was so real, guys, that when I traveled to the UK for the first time, it felt real to me. I was like, I've been here. I immersed myself so much into those fanciful thoughts. Then when I got to the UK, I'm like, when I got into the underground tube, I was like, I've been here. I've been here. So those thoughts, those imaginations, and then I would watch movies or read books such that I just knew that I'll be successful in life, cultivating the right mindset and having foresight. So as we talk about finances, where do you see yourself? And I want to quickly pause and give us a task. I want you in the next 30 seconds to use the power of imagination. What do you want for your financial future? Now, close your eyes and imagine yourself. Where would you be in the next 5 years, next 10 years? The kind of people you'll be moving with, the kind of wealth you would have, the kind of cars, the kind of influence, the kind of businesses you would have built, the kind of money. Now, I'm going to go quiet in 30 seconds. I want you to imagine, because I am imagining mine as well. "20 seconds more. 10 seconds more. Right, well done. After this session, feel free to continue to imagine. Right, build a resilience mindset. Have vision and foresight. Have a vision for your financial future and start to plan. Listen, it is not about, I tell people there's so much to share. Cash is not the only currency. Cash is not the only type of money you can spend. You can spend credibility. You can spend credible contacts. You can spend character. You can spend competence. So don't think about what you have in your bank account as the only seed for where you can get to. There's no time. I need to start rushing now. You have to also take charge of your financial situation, regardless of your starting point. If you look at Joseph in Potiphar's house, he was a slave, but he was put in charge. Now, he didn't allow his mindset to be warped or to be disoriented in any way. You know, some of us will say, I'm a slave. Let me do anything anyhow. Let me do everything anyhow. But he took charge. He became the leader. Everything was put in his hands. He became the administrative head. Even when they took him to prison, he became the administrative head. They said everything they put in his hands were fine. With Joseph, you will go to sleep. So have that mindset that helps you take charge of your financial situation. The little 20K you are managing, manage it as if you're a CEO. Some of us, we are waiting for our big breaks. But the little you have now, you're not using it well. To whom that is faithful with little, much more shall be committed into his hands. Remember that parable in Matthew 25. Somebody got 1, somebody got 2, somebody got 5. When the master came back, the one that couldn't use his talent, they collected it from him and gave it to a person that had 10. I don't even want to go into all of those, all of those stories. Manage the 10K, the 20K, the 30K, the 40K, the 50K, the 100K, the 200K you are earning, the 500K. Manage it as if you are managing a lot of money. Budget, plan. In Yoruba, in my local dialect, they will say that the things you will not accept as a rich man, don't accept it as a poor man. See yourself. It's a, like we just did, imagination is free. So take charge of your current situation and all of that. Now let's go into the main meat of the conversation. Having taken away the mindset bit, having dealt with that, having decided that I'm not going to be defined by what Nigeria is saying. But I'm not anti-Jackpot. If you want Jackpot, see, even in the Bible, people relocated. Where I travel a lot, so I understand the best of both worlds. If God says move today, we move. But I'm saying that it is not the location necessarily, because you can relocate and have the wrong mindset. So what is important is that you have the right mindset. So let's start to make the right money moves. So we have talked about the money sense. We are talking about making, managing, multiplying money. Where is the money? How do we start to make the money? And I'm trying, organizers, let me know when I have 15 minutes more so I can, really finish this conversation. I don't know what the feedback is like, but I hope you guys are learning from this presentation. In 2024, Coach Shola, where's the money? These four things will bring you the money. Now, I am not an audio coach or audio Instagram coach. I walk the talk and I talk the walk. These things that I teach you, they are things that have revolutionized my life. They have changed my life. They are principles that will continue, right, to change our lives. So let's go. Number one, your gift and talents. We already talked about the life of Joseph. I mean, every point in time, what qualified Joseph for a promotion? His gift and talents. His gift of administration. Even it was his gift and talents that landed him into trouble. Supposed trouble that was meant to be a part of his destiny. Right? The gift of dreaming. The gift of taking charge. Joseph was, that guy, I love him. From when he was even in his father's house was when he was like this, giving me, his father said, go and check up on your brothers. He came back and said, no, they are very, they're not, they're behaving badly. He was a born leader, but he just needed his gifts refined. But by the time he got into Egypt, the gifts were being refined already. And then he had the gift of administration, he had the gift of interpretation. He had of dreams, he had the gift of leadership. What are the gifts and talents that you have? Like, I have, come to accept my gift. I know my gifts, back of my hand. I mean, when I was younger, I was very timid. I didn't like to talk. I didn't like to face any audience. But talking literally gives me 7 digits consistently on a monthly basis. Tomorrow is IWD. I have 3 programs I'll be speaking at. On Sunday, I have 1 program on my. I literally speak for a living, even though I'm a coach. I have come to embrace it as a gift and talent. So what are your gifts? What are the things that people say you know how to do? This is a time to fan them into flame, especially in an economic climate where things are like, where's the money? Your gifts and talents could be, number one, some of your childhood competencies. Things that, when you were younger, people would say, you could do this thing. I'm a mom of 3 boys, and my boys all have unique giftings. One of them draws fantastic. And I'm like, once he's done with secondary school, guys, I mean, he's in SS3 already, I am beginning to push the buttons for him. He's going to go to uni, but it's as an extra curriculum, whatever, extra gifting. I'm going to support him. Because we that read accounting, lawyers, I mean, those things, technology, AI, and many things are literally changing, how money works and where money flows to. So we must not be ignorant of those things. So your childhood competencies, another child of mine likes to talk, he's young, but he talks, I'm like, we will help you. We will help you on those skills. So your childhood competencies, your proficiencies, the things that you learn. I'm still an accountant. I still pay my subscriptions heavily, like all the time. In fact, now that dollar has gone up, don't forget I'm an accountant in 3 continents, but I still use my gifts to consult. I'm on the retainership of a company that pays me every month, whether I go there or not. They just want me there. Shola, don't worry. We're just fine to know that you occasionally find time to come. Your experiences. Remember how Mary asked me and I said I started teaching financial literacy based on my experiences. And listen, my company, Smart Stewards, came out of that experience. And then number 4, your social skills, your emotional skills, your mental skills. So these gifts and talents, this is the time to begin to look into them to see how you can start. I know the society these days conditions you to want to monetize everything, but it is not a bad thing to monetize your gifts and talents, because the God that put it inside of you expects you to make returns on them. It doesn't mean you won't live a life of impact and influence, but income is important. And apart from that, if you do not even do that, bills are brutal. Bills don't discriminate. Bills don't respect anybody. Bills are the things that we pay to exist on earth. So bills will make you realize that, hey, you have to make money. So that's number 1. Number 2, partnerships. To make more money, look for opportunities to collaborate. So like I said, I don't really practice accounting, but I know that I'm putting a lot of money on the table. So what did I do? I formed a joint venture with a friend who loves accounting. And then because I have access to quite a number of people, I push jobs to her. She and a small team execute. We make the money. On a monthly basis, we share it. Partnerships. Some of you have access, you don't have time. Some of you have time, you don't have access. Some of you have skills, you don't have access. Actively look for collaborations. Actively look for collaborations. Look for collaborations. Listen, Joseph collaborated, even though the guy didn't remember him on time. But I went to look at it today. Joseph said, please, when you go out, remember me. That was a collaboration. Please remember me and mention me to the king. What do you think that was? Collaboration. And then service is one that is very important this year. I lead a for-profit organization called Smart Stewards and a not-for-profit organization called Food Foundation. Okay, so I'm looking at my time. Oh my God, I don't have a lot of time. I'll rush through this. Last year, my for-profit organization won a grant. Last year, my not-for-profit organization won a grant. So both profit and not-for-profit won grants from global organizations, one from the US consulate and one from the United something, a US initiative as well. There's money. So I'm not saying go and establish a not-for-profit because you want to have free money, but we are using it for a good cause. There's a document I probably will share with the organizers so that they can share with you. There are many companies all around the world looking for people to actively give grants to. Philanthropic organizations, a lot of money. My friend is a director of strategy at MasterCard Foundation. In December, 14th of December last year, she said, Shola, we're looking for people, companies that we can still give money to because our budget, our grant budget, allocation must be exhausted before the year finishes. How are you positioning yourself? So it's not just about having a not-for-profit. I told you, my for-profit organization also won a grant, and that's not the first time. Another way you can make money is also through investments, where you make your money work for you. So we're talking about making money, and I've just given you 4 quick tips or 4 quick areas through investments. I'll talk about it later as I start to wrap up. But through investments, you can make your, and don't be so fixated on, oh, this money I have is small. 2,000, 1,000 is a seed that can grow. When I started out my investment life, I did a job. I don't want to tell you the amount, but I did that job for 10 months, accumulated the money, and I used it to start my investment. It's been years and it has grown. A seed is meant to be small after all. So let's move on. Making money. Identify opportunities. Leverage your skills. Leverage your unique skills and talents. I already talked about that. To create income opportunity. Don't keep going on it. These days we go on social media, we say the things that we do not understand. Let me tell you a short story. My husband, a few weeks ago, just called me and said, Shola, come and have a look at something. His bank had erroneously sent somebody's bank statement to him, even though 5 minutes after they quickly sent an email. But the figure that I saw as balance, both of us could not even decide. We couldn't, is it billion? Is it? And I said, hey, this is the picture of the future, even though it came to you mistakenly. And you said there's no money now. You may be now around 61 billion also. Crazy money. So stop going on social media and you spending the time you're supposed to be using for your skills to be, putting your mouth in discussions that are, what's the word, fruitless. Because that's another agenda to distract a lot of people. Go on social media. The things people say these days, I'm just like, God, it is well. Turn your passions and skills into profitable ventures. Many years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I identified a need. I was consulting for a company. I would take my lunch, but around 12, everybody would be saying, I'm hungry. I'm go and buy snacks now. The transport to buy snacks was 1,000. So one day on my way home, I spotted a snack shop and I stopped and I said, tomorrow is Friday. I'm going to pack some snacks. Give me discounts. I'm going to resell. And I packed it, took it to work, gave it to the office assistant. Within 1 hour, she had sold out. On my way back home, I went and I'm like, I'm not reselling. I want to learn. The girl came to my house, taught me how how to do all of those things. I would usually say, I'm not just a chartered accountant, I'm a chartered donut maker, chartered egg roll maker. Now I'm trying to rush. And the business started to grow. Money was coming. I had to stop it to say, no, 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 no. If I wanted to make a system out of it, I would have made a lot of money out of it. So some of us, we need to go off our high horse. You don't know what wire. There's something such as shame money. Guys, you take a girl to a restaurant and then you tell her, injure me, wound me, take anything you want. And you know you have only 10,000 in your bank account. The bill comes, it is 10,150. What do you do? Enter bathroom, call your friend, please send me 200. Will 200 save the day or not? And you say there's something called small money. Network. Build a strong network that can open doors for financial opportunities. And that talks to what I said about partnership. Now, part 3, managing money. Now, it is not enough to make money. You must learn how to manage it. There are many people who have made money and people are broke. How many of you are familiar with footballers, especially Nigerian footballers? I loved Rashidi Yekini a lot. But he died about a decade ago, a broke man. He was the first person that scored the first goal for Nigeria at the World Cup. Made a lot of money. All of those guys, how many they bought a private jet? I'm not catching, bought a private jet. I followed them back to back. Many of them are broke. But Okocha is still doing very well because they learned how to manage it. Now, how many of you have watched David Beckham's documentary? How that guy has literally moved from glory to glory, from being a footballer to owning systems. If you don't manage your money, your money will be soon gone. Quickly, these are areas you should be spending money on. So it's one thing to know how to make money. You must learn to manage money. Spend your money on sustenance and staying healthy. You have not paid your rent. You have not eaten. You are using your money to go and do betting. May God deliver you. You are using your money, girls, ladies, to buy a share. God help you. You are buying an extension that cannot extend your bank account. I'm not saying don't do those things. I'm just saying plan. So prioritize sustenance, prioritize staying healthy, prioritize skills improvements and lovely experience. I travel a lot, you see, because I also believe in investing in spectacular experiences. I was on a TV recording yesterday. I said, the money I spend every year improving my skills is unbelievable. Anybody who is trying to, I'm not God though, but anybody who is trying to copy me, you will tie your wrapper well. As you're thinking about this, I've moved on and I'm a woman under authority. God directs me, but I spend money. I read books. My bookshelf is right in front of me. Since the beginning of this year, I've read 4 books. Sometimes I read 2-3 books at the same time. And the more knowledge you have, the more skills you have, the more value you're able to give. And money gravitates towards value. Are we still together? Spend on saving on your savings. Have a budget. And this is what I teach. 50% of your income should go into your necessities, 30 into your savings and investment, 20 into your needs and wants. And all of those extensions, all of those things, extra things. They're not saying don't do. I'm not a finance coach that will say don't spend money. I tell people spend smartly. And finally, in the midst of it all, I know there's that temptation to say, I won't give anybody, I won't share anything. Share, be of help. Right. Be wise. Joseph was wise. When he became prime minister, we all know how he helped the entire Egypt become richer through stewardship and good management. By the way, in Genesis 1, the first thing that the Bible revealed to us about God was what? Stewardship. In the beginning, he did this, he was accountable for it. Budgeting and prudent financial management to ensure long-term security, have savings, have emergency funds. I mean, go look at how, Joseph advised Pharaoh. There's going to be 5 years of abundance. There's going to be 5 years of famine. Some of us, we're literally one salary away from not having anything. Some of you don't even have it. You are so much in debt. But I pray for you tonight that God will bring you out of it and you will live in abundance. When the money starts to come, learn to manage it. Go and deep dive into this story about Joseph. When God said, this is the first time I'm teaching this story from this perspective anywhere. Go and read the story in Genesis, right? It's important to save for the future and build an emergency fund. When things happen, you know why a lot of people are complaining now? Many of us, when things were going well, we never saved. Save at least 10 to 20%. That's the money sense, because there will always be rainy days. And God is watching. You are faithful with little, many more will come. As I wrap up, final part, multiplying money. So it is not enough to make. It's not enough to have the mindset to manage. You must learn to multiply money. And multiply money is about investments. And, investment is so wide, I don't want to dive into it. But there are a couple of asset classes you can consider. When we say asset classes, the things you can invest in. Cash and cash equivalents, for example, money market mutual funds that can easily be converted to cash. You have fixed income, federal government bonds. Today, somebody reached out to me from the US. Coach, I want to buy treasury bills. Did you know that treasury bills, that's an asset, or what the government issues to borrow money from the public? The rate is 21%. The last time it was 19%. 21% now. Insane. The highest in a long time. You can do treasury bills. You can do federal government bonds. I'm aware that every month through the DMO and through asset stockbrokers, the government issues 5,000 naira minimum federal government bonds for savings. And then you can take it a notch higher. Do equities. These days you can buy stocks, Nigerian stocks, US stocks. And there are technology has just blown our mind. This was something I shared at the beginning of this year about, you can screen grab it, about how stocks performed last year and different asset classes and global stocks. This year on apps like Bamboo, I'm not going to do your due diligence, I'm not an ambassador for them. But on Bamboo, you can buy Facebook shares, Google shares, all of those stocks, Amazon, Tesla. For me, if I use you, I buy you. That's my personal policy. And of course, I read their financials. And you can buy shares fractionally. What does that mean? If one stock is going for $250, you can, every month you can buy $5 or $10, and you can build. For young people, you have time. You have time to make mistakes with investments. And I'm not saying make mistakes, but you have time to bounce back. Depending on your age, this is not any financial advice, but go and also invest in financial literacy and in investment knowledge, so that you can do amazing things. So cash and cash equivalents is an asset class. Fixed income, treasury bills, federal government bonds, is Euro bonds, an asset class. Number 3, equity, stocks, an asset class. Number 4, real estate. These days you can buy real estate fractionally. There are ETFs under equities that address different sectors. Go and read. I can't finish all of these things in 1 hour. And of course, you have commodities, coffee, all of those things. Bitcoin, digital currency. Hey, take that with a pinch of salt. Go and read about it. Don't say they say Bitcoin is good. Oh, Bitcoin is not good. Should I do Bitcoin? You go and read and follow the trend. This is not an age where they are saying economic news and they flip the channel. African magic. I don't like maths. I don't have a knack for figures. You're deceiving yourself if you do that. You must invest in personal knowledge and financial literacy. Investing wisely to grow your wealth. You must invest wisely to grow your wealth and ensure financial freedom. That was what Joseph did. He literally stopped in the time of plenty, and then the time of want came, and then everybody was complaining. And then he became the master of the game. He had invested so much that, you know what? The Bible said at one point in time, they had all the money in Egypt. Listen, rich people, wealthy people, that's the game. Did you know that, there's a Pareto principle that 90% of the entire world money is in the hands of just 10 people, or 10% rather. So 90% of the world's money is in the hands of just 10%. So rich people, we are small. I know you are part of us, Abi. We are very small. And God continues to give us the wisdom to mop out the funds. Remember the one that had 1 talent, they collected it, gave the person that had 10 already. That's what's happening. The wealthy will continue to get wealthier because they understand these principles. And then we'll be beefing there. Hey, about weekend, you collected Access Bank. Go and collect your own now. Did you understand? So as I begin to wrap up, diversify also. I can't possibly talk about those things, but these are things you must learn. What asset class can I buy at my age? What's my risk temperament? You need to understand those things. Legacy and generosity. thing was just ringing in my heart. How I want to be somebody, a wealthy person who sorts out his children's children, according to what the Bible says. It says a good man leaves a legacy for his children's children. So the kind of wealth we are building, say, I want to be a grandmother. My grandchildren are happy that I'm coming because they know, hey, grandma is coming. Or we're going to see grandma. Grandma can just give you a car, can just give you a house, can just give you 50 million, can just give you $1 million. That is the kind of, so that influences what I do. I'm not just here for, I mean, I enjoy the best things of life, but I am intentional about what I am building. Think beyond personal gain towards building a legacy and, of course, giving back. All of this, you must also give back. The path to rise financially dwells with you, guys. Take personal responsibility for your financial freedom. Let me leave you with these resources. I have a book called The 40 Frugal Rules for Your Journey to Financial Freedom. A to Z, basic principle, simple principles that you can use to move your financial life notches higher. And for business owners, I have what you call the Real Profit. It is available on Amazon. It is available for delivery within Nigeria. If you have a lot of people in Bayelsa, we can ship it to you. I don't even know why Sunday Samuel did not invite me to Bayelsa physically. I'm beefing him for that. That was a lighter note. And of course, we have a community called the Smart Stewards Academy. Everything that I have explained here, we teach the manage, multiply money template. Every 3 months, you can join at any time. You'll have access, to all of those things. Check us out, Smart Stewards on Instagram and across different social media platforms. Because you can check me out, Shola Adeshaki as well. On Instagram, I am Shola_Adeshaki. Go to our YouTube page. There are videos that you can feed on, but don't just be about free things. Put your money where your mouth is, or is it put your mouth where your money is? Whatever it is. Don't just manage your finances, master them. Guys, I hope with these few points I've been able to convince you that you are becoming the next millionaire or billionaire. God bless you.
My God, my God. Auntie Chola, hey, Jesus. Where do we start from? Where do I begin to unpack this from? I'm trying to do a summary and I don't even know where to start from. It looks like you just came and loaded us. I think if we close this event at this point, I think we have learned a lot today. What? This is a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man, for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. You know how you started from, and in fact, ladies and gentlemen, let me see in the comment section. How was this session? What did you learn? What did you learn? Put it in the comment section. Yeah, I see a lot of comments, and people are saying thank you extremely. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much, ma. During your session, there were a lot of comments because a lot of people were really following and they were aligning with the things you were saying, and they were learning a lot, a whole lot. Thank you. Thank you. I see the comment section. Let me see. Let me see if I'm able to highlight some comments that I'm sure that people were actually following. But some things I wrote down in my notes was that Shola started from, how she started from divine abundance and spiritual economy. And she's saying that, life is spiritual. And I really love that introduction because it kind of gave us like a base, a soft landing. And then she began to tell us about the life of Joseph. And then she says, lean into spiritual economy. Oh, hey, God. Lean into spiritual economy because look at everything happening in the world. In fact, I just say that this is not even an issue with only Nigeria because I am based in Cyprus and I can tell you for a fact that everywhere is experiencing this economy meltdown. I'm telling you the truth. Everywhere. So it's not even a matter of maybe it's only Nigeria. See, a lot going on in other countries too. And when you said lean into a spiritual economy, it connected with me because I held on to that. And then she says, bills doesn't respect anyone. When I heard that one, I'm like, well, I don't break this table. This table we are managing. She said, Bills don't respect anyone. Everything we're doing is on bills. You are paying for this, you are paying for that. So if you don't learn how to manage your money, you are going to suffer for it. And you know how she emphasized on the mindset, your kind of mindset, like that's the basis. That's the basis. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have questions for Auntie Shola? Do you have questions for her before we let her go? Put it in the comment section and I'm going to, quickly, point it out. She says that, okay, 4 things she gave us to do: partnerships, she's a gift and talent, partnerships, investment, and service. You cannot forget those things. You must not forget those things. 4 basic things you have to do if you want to manage your money, if you want to grow your money, if you want to grow your finance. Basically, gift and talent, partnerships, investment, service. And I love how she gave us valid examples. You see, for every of this point, like she literally had examples that she gave us. And then she says that, seeds will grow and they will grow and germinate. It's a lot. I have a lot. Like, I'm just like, there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. Thank you so much, ma, for sharing. Thank you so much. I'm very, 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 very grateful. Let me see the comment section. Okay. Movies Monove says impactful. I hope I got that right. Augustine says my mind is blown away with this revelation. Interesting. Amazing. Okay, Emilia says, thank you so much, ma. The comment section is buzzing and it's so beautiful to see that a lot of people were following. So, there was a part where I saw a comment that says, ma, you are giving out so much value tonight, like it is so much. Okay, let me see if we have one question. When you pour, never accept nonsense. Okay, never accept nonsense. Beautiful. Let me see. Okay. Austin says there's a question for you, ma. Just one question, and then I'm going to let Anchela go because it's late in the evening. Austin says, what are the area of service to consider in building finance? What would you advise? What area of service should we consider when we want to build our finance?
That's quite ambiguous. What areas of service? So, are you talking about the impact work that you can do? When you do impact work, actually, the whole essence is not to build your own personal finance. Impact work is what area of service? Okay, I think I'm getting it now. Yes, area of service to build finance. Let's look at it from 2 points of view. When you serve people, you can serve people from using a for-profit organization or a not-for-profit organization. Now, area of service, definitely the one that will help you build your finance, for profit organization, should be based on what people need. Listen, what are the things people need these days? Feeding. People would prioritize feeding over luxury bags. So if you are going into things that will generate you money sustainably, it has to be something that people can identify with. One thing I see is that a lot of people want to, you say monetize our passion, but your passion is selling bags that are worth 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. Uncle, auntie, that passion cannot help this time because people are prioritizing what is necessary to them. So look out for what people need, meet their needs, provide solutions. People need tech-related stuff. There are a lot of people are looking, wealthy people looking at going into social media. Can I share something really, practical that maybe you can take a cue from? Yesterday, I was watching about Wigwe's tribute, and his PA was, just detailing his life and encounter with him, and he said when he was going to be employed, they just sent for him, and I'm like, what was the choice to be chosen as the PA for a billionaire? But he gave us the answer as time went on. He said, even though his boss was a very strong, big guy, but he still had struggles with technology. The guy literally gave us the code. One of the reasons they chose him was because he must have been very techy. So that's an area of service. There's a slide I would have loved to show you, but I think I closed it now on one of my second slides. These days, people would look for people who can help them improve their revenue, reduce their cost, brand effectively, and become better positioned. So look for areas of service and provide solutions that will help individuals, that will help organizations. for profit organization. For not for profit areas of service that can help you access grants will be things that are also very dear to the companies or the organizations that are giving the grants. For example, the grant that we won, we said we're going to empower 200 women to learn vocational, technology, entrepreneurial, and many other skills. And he resonated with the US consulate because the grant was won from the US consulate. They gave us the money. We executed big. I mean, if you go through my social media pages, YouTube, it's there. We got the money, we used it for that cause, we used it for our own internal cause for the foundation as well. So areas of service, it must be what is relatable, what people need. I hope that helps. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think that you know what you have just answered directly. If you want to build, around service, it has to be something that is people oriented, basically, because they are the ones you want to serve. If especially when you call it impact work, you cannot just want to do impact work and you're just all about your pockets, right? I have to also want to serve people wholeheartedly. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are very grateful. We have to let you go now, also because we are working with time. I see that there are also some more questions in the comment section. But I think that Samuel can, highlight those questions, maybe get them to you sometime later, and we might be able to get a feedback. Our second guest is already in the room, so that we're able to also stick with time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for books that you can read. And Shola had already just dropped details of our book, and I think it will also be good that someone probably or any other person in the team help us with the titles of those books again and where we can get them. That's the book you should read. If you want any book on finance recommended by her, please get our books, get our trainings. If you go on YouTube, you get a lot of trainings from her. You can watch them, you can learn, read our books, buy our books, buy our courses. Like Angela does some trainings. So you can also go through the organization Smart Stewards. So go on social media and get all of those details and maximize them. Get those books, buy them, read them, and use them to your advantage. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again, ma'am, for for sharing with us. That was such powerful. It was such a very, very powerful one. Thank you. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Let me see. Use an emoji to represent how you're feeling. Let me see. Use an emoji to represent how you're feeling. Okay. Use an emoji to represent how you're feeling. Let me know. Our second speaker is in the room, and we're talking about global levels. We're talking about how to break boundaries. Okay, how to move from wherever you are, shine your light, and then that light is going to attract global organizations, global interests, and everything global. So yeah, I'm seeing different emojis already. Thank you so much. I'm seeing different emojis. This is so good. This is so good. Thank you so much. Okay, let me see it in the comment section. Yes, I see different emoji. I see different emojis. Thank you. Vicky is using fire, 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 fire. It's like everywhere is hot. It's like everywhere is hot. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. This is so good. This is so good. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go right ahead to introduce our next speaker. I did promise you, when we started this, and I told you that you are in for the best. You are in for the best this evening. For you to have come here today, for you to have, made the time, the effort, the commitment to be here today, then trust me, you're in for the best. You're in for the very, very best. And tonight we're going to be having another speaker, he's going to be sharing about how to go global. This is a young man who he has gone global. He has I don't want to say some things because I know him, off the screen, and I know what he's capable of doing. I know the things that he has been able to do. Okay, so he's going to be sharing secret strategies and systems for expanding your business globally in 2024. That's what our next speaker is going to be talking about. And to do justice to this topic is no other person than this amazing young man. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. A lot of you will be very intrigued. I tell you, you'll be very, very intrigued. By the time, I read his profile and then I just share a little bit about who our speaker is today. He is the under 30 CEO nominee who has not only built one or two, but three tech businesses that dominate across continents. As a CEO of Go Nomad, he is your guide to seamless incorporation and banking in the world's most powerful economies. Think USA, think UK, think Canada, think EU. He has cracked the code for scaling beyond borders and dominating global markets. With a visionary approach, he has positioned himself as a trailblazer in the tech industry, navigating the complexities of international business to create a lasting legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not too busy, you know how we do it already in the in the comment section. You know how we do with your interesting and super energetic emoji. Make a warm welcome for our guests, our amazing guests of the evening in person of UK. No. I hope I'm right. I had to ask Samuel to pronounce the name because I want to be sure that I pronounce it well. So let me know if I got that right. Good evening, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Good evening, Mary. It's such a pleasure. Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, you did such an excellent job. I was beginning to wonder who you were talking about. Thank you so much.
Don't do that now. Don't you know where we meet, Don't do that here. Don't do that. You inspire greatly. You really, really inspire greatly.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for all
Thank
you
you.
do. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're
Thank you. It's
honored
a
to have you
pleasure.
here.
It's a
So,
real pleasure.
yeah, as usual, I'm going to ask you to take it up from, telling us your story. How did it
Yeah.
start? I mean, when I read your story, UK, when I read your story and how you have been able to, it's that you are moving with this speed that is unthinkable. I'm serious. I've been looking for an opportunity to pour out this part of my life. How were you able to do? How were you able? Where did this all start from for you?
Hmm.
I really want to
Hmm.
hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the major thing really was understanding and coming into the realization that you're a global asset, right? I think that was the first thing for me, and that happened in 2020, right? Not too long ago, actually. Oh wait, 2020 was 4 years ago. Oh my God, it's long ago.
Yeah.
So that happened in 20. I thought we just got out of COVID. So 2020 was 4 years ago. Okay, cool. So that happened 4 years ago, right? So I came into that understanding that, I mean, when you look at things like social media, for instance, the ability to even
Mhm.
have this conversation right now, this back and forth,
Mhm.
you are 5 billion miles away from where I am and 5 million miles
Right,
away from the
right.
next person, but we are here in real time, right? So what that meant is I had to come quickly to the realization that whatever I'm doing was not just for my immediate environment. And I was allowed to express myself, express my gifts, express my talents on a global stage. Like it was no longer something that you should dream about or hope for. It was now SOP. You know what SOP is? Standard operating procedure. Something that you have no option over, you have no choice over. That's just what it has to be, right? And so that was the approach for me. And so for everybody listening, I think that's the same approach that I advise that you take, in the way that you view the things that you do, the way that you view your skill, the way that you view your talent. Don't just look at it as something that you can only leverage within your immediate environment. I believe that you should think about it in terms of how you can also make an impact, derive an income as well if it's a business on a global level, because it's now SOP. Like there are enough systems, there are enough tools in its abundance, right, for you to be able to take what you do and put it on a global stage. So yeah.
Wow. Wow, I think you have set the ball rolling already. I'm just going to go off stage, but you know what you just said now. I feel like it also aligns with what Angela said when she was delivering a session where she said that it's also starts from the mindset. What you have
Yeah,
just shared with us now is saying that it was that realization that, see,
yeah,
this thing I have, this thing is not just for the people around me. The world should know about this. I should go global with
yes,
this. And you
yes,
acted on that, realization, and boom, off you
yes,
went. Thank you. Thank you
yeah,
so much for sharing that. I
absolutely.
mean, that's
Thank you.
that's a very perfect foundation we need. I'm just going to go backstage now and let you do your
Oh,
thing. Please talk to us,
absolutely.
about this conversation, this subject of the secret strategies and systems that we can use. I mean, you have used it; it's working for you. But share with us,
Absolutely.
how can we expand our businesses globally in 2024?
Perfect. All right, people. It's a pleasure to be here once again. Special thanks to the 10X Business Conference partners, community, team members, and of course, host. I am really, really honored to be here. Thank you so much, Mary, as well. You've been a phenomenal host all day. Thank you to everybody who is a part of this. Thank you for showing up and showing up on time. Thank you for showing up in your numbers. And I believe there's more people that we can bring in here today. My promise to you is that by the end of the next 60 minutes, you would have one thing and one thing for sure. And that is not just the mindset hacks, but also the framework within which you can take your business global in 2024. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to get started. It's time to set the ball rolling. And so I would like to do something that I often do at several talks that I give, and that is to get a sense of the room, to go into the room, right? So right now I'm on stage, but just imagine that I'm stepping off of stage, right? To come to where you're seated, to come to where you are hanging out, to say, hey, what do you do? Hey, how long have you been doing this? So in the next 2 minutes, let's just go around the room. Let's just say hi to each other. Let's say what we do. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's get familiar with what we do. Let's get familiar, right? Because it is my understanding of what you do that would contextualize the nature of this talk and be able to give you the best value on how exactly you can take what you do and put it on a global stage, right? So the next 2 minutes, I'd like to see in the comments what you do. Just go in there, type in, hello, my name is XYZ, and I do BBA, right? So we can get to meet each other. And while you're doing that, I'd like to introduce myself, of course, because I mean, if I get to meet you, it's only fair that you get to meet me. And so besides the fancy bio, right? I mean, we all put up just like CVs, right? We all go there and make sure that we are looking our very best. But there's few things that make us unique. All right. And for me, I think today, how I'd like to introduce myself to you is somebody who started off like you and had a vision to be able to take what they do and expand it globally, not just expand it globally, but also be able to attract valuable prospects, valuable results from doing so. So in one word, you can see me today as your guide to going global with what you do. All right, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, good, Mr. David Friday. I see you. Hello to you. You're a lecturer. We're about to help you go global with that. Hi there, OJ Favor. Good to meet you. You produce shoes. Fantastic. Good. I'm beginning to get context in the room. It's great to meet you. It's great to meet you. Great to meet everybody as well. So we'll just give it about another minute to have some more introductions. Hey, Kuro, good to meet you. Oh, that's Mary, actually. My bad. That's another Mary in there. So, hi, Mary. Snail farming, fantastic. Hi, Laifa, fashion designer. Great, great. Hi, Victoria, virtual assistant working remotely. Fantastic. Good to meet you. Beautiful. Yola, recording artist. Fantastic. So guys, you can already see that we have a ton of amazing people in here today. We have a large amount of amazing people in here, people with diverse skills, people with diverse talents, people who are actually ready to go global. But I'm not too sure. I have to confirm. I have to confirm. I have to confirm. If you're ready to go global, type ready in the comment section. I'm not too sure. For me, I have gone global and I'm staying global and I'm going to keep expanding globally. So I need to know from you as your guide today to be able to walk you through the ropes, the systems, the frameworks to be able to take what you do and expand it globally. I need to know you're ready. So type ready for me in the comment section. It's great to meet everybody once again. If you are ready to go global with what you do, type ready in the comment section. Type ready, type ready, type ready. Okay, I see a lot of people are ready. Fantastic, fantastic. I'm excited. I'm ready as well. I came prepared. And we're going to dissect this topic today in its entirety. So guys, we have 60 minutes. I'll look forward to us collaborating within this time to extract the very best of this conversation. Oh my God, I'm already amazed by the amount of people in here who are engaging. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, with that said, I'm going to make sure that this talk is very practical. And to do that, I'm going to break it down into 4 core parts. Okay? 4 core parts. So I'm going to be talking about 4 different things today that would help you go global. 4 core parts of the going global movement, right? How do you actually expand internationally? What does it mean? 4 core parts. Okay? So if you're taking notes, 4 core parts so that you don't miss a bit. Now, these 4 parts, of course, are not exactly exhaustive, but they are the building blocks. It's the foundation. It's the framework within which you can take your business global, you can take your skill global, take your talent, expose it to the world, and attract all manner of opportunities for yourself. All right? Now, what's the first part? The first part is something I already mentioned while I was having a chat with Mary, our delectable host today, and that is creating, not just creating now, but realizing, coming into the understanding of the fact that you are a global asset. You are a global asset. You are not just a Nigerian or a Ghanaian or somebody from or an American. You are part of the world. And so everything that you do borders on the world, right? They, in climate related exchanges, they'll say things like, oh, the things that we do, the cars that we drive and this that we do contributes to the carbon emission. Guess what? They don't, exclude a certain part of people. They say all of us, right? So you are a global asset. That's the first part. So do not see the things that you do as something that can only be accessed or as within your immediate environment. The only reason why it's currently being accessed only within your immediate environment is because that's the only places in which you're talking about it. And it's because you are not thinking as somebody who is part of the world yet. You are thinking as though, because this is my location, then this is where I operate. That's not where you operate. Believe you me, your mind thinks far, whether you like it or not. And so why restrict the power of your mind to just your immediate environment? That's why I say that coming into the realization is one thing to know. It's one thing to accept, to come into reality, right? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I'm sure if we take a poll right now, you'll find that there's people from different countries of the world watching this session right now. That alone is proof that whatsoever you do is a global asset. The world needs you. And why is it that we talk about that as the first part of it? We talk about that because you need to be empowered with that mentality, first of all. Because it is what you're empowered with that you can be able to produce results through. And so if you're not empowered with that, then everything else that we're saying will just sound like gibberish to you. And so that is why I need you to realize that you are a global asset. And so everything that you do, the world has an impact on it. And so it's your job to continually imprint upon the world the works that you do. In fact, see it as though it's a commandment, it's a call. You are a global asset from day one. When they're counting the population of the world, you're included. And so if they are counting the brilliant ideas being put out in the world, why should you be left out? I want that to sink in. When we are taking census of the world's population, you are included. They say, oh my God, there is what? 500 million people in Africa, 600 in China, 20 in Ghana. You are included. And so when it's time to count the world's remarkable achievements, the world's brightest ideas, the world's most innovative companies, brands, thought leaders, programs, offers, why do you think that you should be excluded? You are a global asset. That's the first thing. And so you must come into the understanding of what it is, what it means, what that means in its core essence is that whatsoever you create, whatsoever comes out of you, whatsoever your mind so conceives has an impact in every corner of the world. It has an impact globally. And so if you're a teacher, do you know that the courses that you can create and should be creating and have created can have and attract students from all over the world? Why? The courses that you create and teach are universal subjects. Let's say you teach math, for instance. Do you know that people in India learn math too? And the laws of math are universal? They are. And so why do you think that when you create your courses, you're only looking for Nigerians to sell it to? Why do you think that when you create your programs and your offers and your products, that it's only somebody who is within your locality that can access it? You know, I think we've met fashion designers in the room here today. Why do you think when you make dresses and outfits and suits, don't you know that people in other parts of the world put those on too? Right? You make shoes. People have feet everywhere in the world. People wear shoes all over the world. And so whatsoever you can create can be distributed all over the world. You are a global asset. You must realize that. You must realize that. And so whosoever it is that you help, whosoever it is that you provide service to or products to, you can find your ideal customer or client in many countries of the world. You probably have just not started looking. You probably have just not started marketing in those regions, but they do exist. And so it's left to you to come into the realization, once again, that you are a global asset. Listen, when I say come into the realization, again, what I mean is accepting the fact that you don't have a choice but to create for the world. That's how strong the conviction has to be. It's not the kind of conviction where you are testing, you are trying, you just want to see if it's going to work. Oh, yeah, I tried selling to somebody in the US, it didn't work for 1 minute, and that's it, I give up. No, it is a realization, it is a deep conviction that you have no other choice, that there is no other option but to produce for the world. You have no other option. That is a fundamental requirement. Right? It's part of the job description. It's part of the JD. You do not have a choice. You don't get to pick and choose. Why? Because when the rest of the world creates, they do not get to pick and choose. They just distribute. And so your job as a creator, you have dominion as a creator. You have one job: distribute. Figure out distribution for the world. Figure out distribution for the world. And there are systems for that, which we're going to be sharing in this call today. Okay, and I'm taking time to look at the comment section to get even more context of what we do. And I can see so many brilliant ideas in there. So many brilliant ideas. So many brilliant people. So many skilled people. And every single one of us must realize that we are a global asset. You do not have a choice. You are part of the world, even though not of the world, but at least part of it. You do not have a choice but to distribute your ideas globally, but to distribute your products and services globally. You do not have a choice. I'm here to tell you, you have no choice. The days when you had a choice are long gone. As I speak to you, I'm able to influence people and businesses from multiple countries of the world. And so can you. You just have to pick up the mic. All right? So that's the first part. Getting into that conviction, you must commit to the process. You are a global asset. And so now, with that realization that, listen, as a teacher, I'm a global teacher. As a fashion designer, I'm a global fashion designer. As a course creator, I'm a global creator. As a freelancer, I'm a global freelancer. As a remote worker, I'm a global remote worker. The next step now is you now have to revamp your communications. And so previously, if you were communicating in a way or in a manner that only a certain group of people could understand you, then you need to revamp your communication, how you speak, how you promote, how you package, how you label, how you describe your offers, your services, your products. Now have to speak to a global audience in their cohorts. Now, don't get me wrong, as a marketer myself, you have to be very specific with your marketing messaging. However, that doesn't mean that you restrict it alone to just a certain environment. So you must be able to now communicate comfortably to any customer from any part of the world. And so if I read the description of your product starting from tomorrow after this call, the question now is, if I'm reading it as somebody from the UK, am I able to be convinced that you can help me? Right? Am I convinced that what you are making, what you sell, what you offer is valuable to me as well? Right? Am I able to ascertain that your skill is valuable to me? So your communication, how you present and position yourself, comes into account. Okay, do you have a website? And if you do have a website, is it on a subdomain or a custom domain? These are things that would now begin to come into play. I'm sure that when you came to sign up for this conference, you did sign up through a website, right? So if you do not have the right digital positioning for your brand, you need to get on that ASAP. Go and check out what your competition is doing online. Just go online, Google what you do, and you would find key positioning strategies from the competition all over the world. And so that must be you too. What are the tools of the trade for you to be able to communicate your offer to the world? That's what I mean by revamp your communications. What are the tools of the trade that are required in your industry to communicate your value to the world? And so as somebody that's selling physical products, shoes, design, dresses, do you have an e-commerce store where we can go and shop right now in multi-currencies? Because that's the only way you are able to communicate to us in the modern world as somebody who deals with physical products and retail. Or are you still selling on WhatsApp alone? Remember, coming into the realization, the conviction that you're a global asset is the first step. The next thing is, how do global assets communicate and reach the world with their message? And so now I'm just beginning to touch on different industries and giving you highlights of what's attainable. And so now you must go do your own research in your own industry. Okay, in my industry, how does my competition communicate? Right? How does my competition communicate? That's the next question. How do they speak? How do they win new business? How do they communicate with new clients? How do they get new business in the door? So for an e-commerce business, what should you do? You need to go create your own e-commerce website. Stop selling on WhatsApp alone. That's not how the world will be able to reach you. If you are a creator doing things that are visually appealing, why do you not have a YouTube channel where you produce content from? Right? Why do you not have a YouTube channel where you produce content from? Because these are things that are able to help you communicate your value consistently. Right? These are things that are able to help you communicate your value consistently. And I bet you in every industry that you are, there are communication tools that you must latch onto in the modern business world to be able to communicate your value globally. And so you must leverage them. Now, there's a difference between not knowing and not doing anything. Now you know, right? Now you know that communications is the second level of going global. You must now begin to speak to the world, communicate to the world your offers and services like how the competition would globally. Because I bet you that thing that you do, there's somebody in India doing it. There's somebody in Singapore doing it. There's somebody in the UAE doing it. There's somebody in the US doing it. There's somebody in the neighboring countries doing it. There's somebody doing it. And so the question now is, how are they able to communicate to the world what they do and attract value? And how do I get in that position too? So when you ask yourself that question, what do you realize? You realize that there is now work that you must do to begin to communicate your offers effectively. We must not know from your communication channels where you are from. We must not know. We only need to be able to understand what is being communicated, the value that is being communicated, and be able to effectively purchase from you, be able to hire your services, be able to trade value with you. That's all that matters. We need not know where exactly it is coming from. It's not as important as your ability to even communicate it in the first place. So your communication channels is the next thing. Check your communication channels. Are you rightly positioned? Are you rightly positioned? The kind of lead magnets that you offer, is it the kind of lead magnets that are obtainable globally? Right? Is it the kind that's attainable globally? These are key questions you must ask. You cannot assume them. These are all parts of the preparation process. Okay? So to create an experience, to create a global experience, so far, what have we talked about? Conviction, the mindset. As I'm thinking of my course curriculum, am I able to ensure that people from multiple countries of the world would find value in this? Is the content so globally relatable? Is it so globally relevant? Right? How relevant is this in another country? These strategies I'm teaching, is it universal? Is it passing the test of universality? If somebody takes this concept, this framework, right, 5,000 miles away, would they see results? That's the part of recognizing your global assets, because your creations are a factor of your IP, right? Your creations are effectively your IP, your intellectual property. And so whether it's a course, whether it's a physical product or a service, it's a factor of your IP. And so that IP is what I want you to put to the test. And what is that test? The test of universality. How relevant is it all over the world? Right? How relevant is it where I live, which is obviously your starting base? And then how relevant is it everywhere else that it can be sold or it can be offered? Right? It's a fundamental test. As you create, as you teach universal topics, how relevant is the content? Okay, you must ask it, you must put your IP to the test of universality for it to truly be a global asset. And the next thing, you must set up the right communication channels to effectively communicate your value. You cannot do it on a local scale alone. You need to be able to leverage communication platforms that are global in nature. And every industry has its own kind, right? And so you must recognize it. So those are the first two things. And I believe these are 30, we spent the past 20, 30 minutes, dissecting that. And I hope people are getting value. If you're getting value so far, type value in the comment section. If you're getting value so far, type value in the comment section. Before I proceed, I need to be sure that we're getting something out of this. If you're getting something out of this, type value in the comment section, right? If you're getting value, type value in the comment section. Type value in the comments. Let me know. Give me feedback. Oh, fantastic. I see people are getting value. Great, great, great. Now we're going to go into the deeper dives. And what are the deeper dives? We're going into tools, right? Now we're going into tools. We've talked a bit about strategy, right? That's the first two parts, strategy, okay? Mindset, recognizing your global assets, right? That's the first thing. And then what else did we say? We said that you now need to be able to check your communication channels, set up the right communication channels. Okay, now we're going into tools that can help us actually pull this off, right? Tools that can help us pull this off. Okay, so now what's point number 3? What's the third thing that we should look out for? What's the third thing that we should look out for when trying to go global? The third aspect of this talk is going to be centered on growth partnerships. Growth partnerships. Growth partnerships. Now, you must realize that there's help for you to be able to go global everywhere that you can think of. Everywhere that you can think of. And so you must not go at it alone. Okay? And when it comes to leveraging growth partnerships to go global, in your own industry, it could mean a different thing entirely. It could mean a different concept entirely. But fundamentally, it's one of your strongest tools to be able to go global. And I'm going to break this down. Now, let's assume that you are a technology company, right? So you are a techie. You know how to create mobile apps, web apps, software in general, right? That can be able to solve the problems of people, okay? Now, what would growth partnerships mean to you when trying to go global? A very good example would be you applying to an accelerator, okay? To a tech accelerator that could help you advance your ideas globally. That could help you advance that software idea that you have. Funny enough, or interestingly enough, rather, they would even give you access to funding, to capital that you need to build your product and market your products. And so instead of going at it alone, you could leverage that partnership to be able to scale. So as somebody in tech, that's a way growth partnerships can help you. You don't even have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to go start figuring out everything on your own. Just take that idea that you have, right, that is gaining some traction already, and then apply to accelerators, to global accelerators that will take your business, expose you to a ton of partners, customers, clients, and even fund you, right, to be able to grow. If you are in the e-commerce space, there are tools that are able to give you access to revenue-based financing, give you access to what's it called? Transactional tools, right? Market research tools that you'll be able to break into the international market with. Let's say you sell in the e-commerce space. There are e-commerce tools, right, that you can get that give you insight into your business, shows you what products exactly are selling globally, where they are selling, and how you can also place your products in those marketplaces. And these tools are available for popular marketplaces like Shopify, Amazon, and co. So you don't have to do all of the thinking yourself, especially when you are just starting this experience. You want to leverage growth partners. Growth partners can come in form of softwares. They can come in form of mastermind groups, coaching groups, right? Communities. They can come in form of funding partnerships. These are areas that are often overlooked by the average African entrepreneur who thinks, oh, it's just me and my business. It's just me. Everything I have to figure it out myself. Listen, you don't have to figure everything out yourself. Sometimes it's just best to leverage what already is existing, what already works. And in your industry, there are communities you must join globally. Everybody here should go to Eventbrite at the end of this call. Go and filter for the virtual communities that are centered around your industry and join them, because those communities on that platform are global in nature. Get in the discussion, get in the room. Once you're in those rooms, you begin to get a sense of what is being obtained, what's obtainable globally. You get a sense of what's selling, what's not selling, what's in demand, what's not in demand globally. So leverage existing structures. I call them growth partnerships because they literally help you scale. They literally help you break into the international markets, right? They are called growth partners for a reason. And I said they come in form of what? Tools, softwares, communities. right? You don't have to go at it alone. When you are trying to expand into new markets, into new frontiers, you want to go with clarity of mind, with clarity of vision. And that's why growth partners are important. And the reason why I'm touching on this so much is because they are often overlooked, right? A lot of times we want to do all the thinking ourselves. We want to do all of the figuring out ourselves. But some people have already walked that path that you're looking to walk. And so why not leverage the existing knowledge base that has been created, the existing systems that have been built to scale? Why do you want to go research everything yourself? Why not just leverage communities that exist, that are already talking about the topics that you care about, and then see how to expand from there? And so go join communities, first of all, that are centered around the value that you offer. Everybody here is most likely a part of a community, locally, that is helping their business or helping them gain more insight into the local markets, right? The 10X business community is one already that can give you great insights into the African markets, the Nigerian markets, right? Into the African market, the Nigerian market. This is a great community. Now, how do you find other communities like the 10X business community everywhere else? How do you find a similar community like 10X in the US, like 10X in the UK, like 10X in Australia, wherever you want to expand to? How do you find communities like this too, where the conversation is already ongoing, where people are already sharing strategies that helps them grow? So the same reason why you join communities locally, you must duplicate the same process globally. It works, right? Leverage software that have already been built. There are a ton of research software you should be using that will direct you so you don't waste time, you don't burn resources trying, testing, and learning all by yourself. You go with clarity. Google Trends is one. Literally go to Google Trends. It can produce results for you and show you where that product that you produce, that service that you offer, is being sold the most and where you should actually target to expand into. It is that good. It is that good. Right? Google Trends is that good. That's just one free tool. There are so many other ones. If you sell in e-commerce, there's Sell Junkie, I believe, that you can use to analyze hot selling products. Shows you where to place them, shows you where to sell them, shows you what the average pricing should be, shows you how to get them in those regions. Listen, guys, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's what I need you to understand. There are growth tools that already exist in form of community, in form of software. You must combine both. Every market that you want to break into, there's somebody who has built a software that helps you research and analyze the best performing indices of that market for your industry. So if you're a coach, you're a creator, you're a consultant, you're a freelancer, wherever it is, there are tool softwares that can already show you where it's being sold the most. Now, if you're in services, anything services, freelancing, remote working, you should go sign up on Nomad List. And I'm dropping gems right now, guys. Nomad List. Nomad List. I believe the website is nomadlist.com. It's a thriving community of global remote workers sharing strategies of where the money is at. And so if you're not a part of these groups, these cohorts, these communities, you would be testing and learning everything by yourself. But leveraging these growth partners, you're able to seek for help everywhere you go. As an entrepreneur, land, labor, capital are very important in your business. Right? Land, labor, capital, and the entrepreneur, which is you. And you represent people. The internet is the land. Right? Technology is now the labor. AI is doing all the work. Technology is now the labor. Right? Capital is still capital because you always need money. But you can duplicate yourself because there's a lot more people like you in other places. And so your job is connect with them, and it becomes easy to break in because now you're seen as one of them. When you join those communities, when you're a part of those growth communities globally, you are seen as one of them. And so what's being discussed in the room is discussed as though these are people of a common tribe, right? And I've shared 2 key tools here today and 2 hacks, 2 key strategies. I said, go on Eventbrite. Eventbrite is a global software where you are able to find top events that are happening around your industry every single day. And so what you can do, if you're not yet living or resident in those countries, you can filter for the virtual events that are happening. That's the first step to start building a global network from there. And I gave another example. I said, if you're in services, anything related to freelancing, remote working, service provision, coaching, consulting, get on nomadlist.com, right? Connect to the like minds there. There's several topics, several experiences. Okay, growth partners are immensely valuable. They help you shortcut the process. Now, it doesn't mean you won't do any work, but it just helps you work with clarity. How many of us would like some clarity? How many of us would like to understand what we're doing before we even do it? How many of us would like somebody who has gone the way to show us the way? They say, follow who know road, right? That's why growth partnerships are important. These people have done what you are looking to do. And so all you have to do is leverage them. Now, the reason why guys like myself and all the amazing cast of speakers have been put together to come present on different topics, guess what? It's because we've done these things. And so if we've done it, we are qualified to share about it, share the key strategies with you, so you don't have to go figuring it out all by yourself. We've curated the experience. And so that's the same thing that growth partnerships give to you. As a non-profit, who are your growth partners? There are funds all over the world that you can apply to that are looking to back your project. Why are you only sourcing for funding locally? If you go on the US government's funding, just literally type US government funding portal, right, and funding programs, you will see a list of websites that show you exactly the fundings that are available to both for-profit and non-for-profit companies from any region of the world. And so you see the funding that has been dedicated by the US government themselves to be offered to people like you, bright and brilliant ideas. Did you know this? It's published. It's published. Go look it up. I don't have the exact link right now, but it's public. It's published, and it is public as well, right? There are fundings that have been earmarked. They say, this amount of money, like we would fund these sorts of businesses, these sort of non-profits, and these are the channels through which they can apply. It's there. Those are examples of growth partnerships. They help you accelerate. They help you accelerate, shortcut processes, get your results faster, right? So there's funding available for you, there's communities available for you, and there's software available for you that can enable you get insight into global markets and know exactly where to penetrate. Woo! I feel like that alone is enough to close the session. I feel like growth partnerships alone, the concept of growth partnerships alone is enough to close the session. Because I know that at the end of this call, people are going to do heavy research. Heavy research. Should I go on with number 4? Should we go into the final bits? Should we go into the final bits? If we should go into the final bit, type 4 in the comments. Should we stop here? Should we call it a day? We are done. It's been 40 minutes well spent. Good night, everybody. Or do we proceed to the final bit? I mean, if number 3 was like that, we can only imagine what number 4 would be. Should we proceed to number 4? If we should proceed, if you want number 4, right? Type 4 in the comment. What have we talked about so far? Number 1 was recognizing you're a global asset. Number 2 was setting up the right communication channels. Number 3 was leveraging growth partnerships. Now, what's number 4? Okay, great. Thank you for the feedback. So people are saying that we should continue. Guys, they said we should continue. Okay, so we're going to continue. Number 4. Number 4. Numero number 4. I'm looking for how I'm going to coin this word so it best relates. Let me say it this way. Number 4 is prepare for the rain. Prepare for the rain. Prepare for the rain. And we're going to break down what that means. Number 4, prepare for the rain. Prepare for the rain. What does that mean? That's the question on everybody's mind, right? Which rain? Rain, bow. No be global with the go. Which one is rain? Rain how? When last the rain even for self? We're in dry season. What rain are you talking about? We're getting into it. Calm down. Prepare for the rain. Now, when you are trying everything in your power to take your business global, to take your skills global, what you must understand is that at the initial phase where you're still figuring things out, setting things up, there might not be as much traction yet. But at some point, traction will begin to kick in. And so when it begins to kick in, the question now is, are you prepared for it? So when that first customer comes in the door from Australia, the question now is, are you actually able to accept a payment from an Australian customer today who's interested in your service or your product and wants to pay you Australian dollars? Like, are you able to actually take that payment right now? That's what I mean by preparing for the rain, because the rain will come. The rain signifies the traction. It signifies the traction that you're looking for. It signifies the revenue that you're looking for globally. It signifies the sales. It signifies the access. It's going to come. So when it comes, are you prepared? Or are you going to be running around scrambling? Right? If you're a non-profit, do you have your house in order? Do you have your impact report in order? So that when you go at the end of this call to research US government funding and you want to begin to apply and they say, submit your impact report, you're going to have it. That's what it's meant by preparing for the rain. That's what it's meant by preparing for the rain. Having the tools that are necessary to transact globally. Having the tools that are necessary to transact globally when the time comes. So as somebody who is able to sell, their courses globally, you want to sell your course or stuff to anybody anywhere in the world, you want to sell your services, you want to sell your products. The question is, when we come to your website, when we come to your e-commerce store, when we come to your consultation page, your offer page, your sales funnel, are we able to comfortably pay you in dollars, in pounds, in euros, in all manner of currencies that you can think of, including crypto? Are we able to do that? Do you have the tools that's able to do that? If the answer is no, then that's your next step. If the answer is no, that's your next step. Because guys, traction will come. Maybe you try this out the first 3 months, nothing happens. And then by the 4th month, you have your first customer. And so your ability to accept a payment or transact with that first customer, or that first client, or that first partner, is what creates your ability to get customer number 2, partner number 3, number 10, number 100, number 1,000, and the likes. How prepared are you for the rain? You must put yourself in order. If you are in business, you must go set up tools that are able to help you transact globally. And what do we mean by transacting globally? You need banking tools. Number 1, you must be able to bank your business globally. You must be able to bank your business globally, especially in US dollars. If your business is not currently banked in US dollars, you need to get on that ASAP. And as a Nigerian, I don't even need to preach much of that. You get the gist already. You need to get your business banked globally. Next thing, you need to be able to set up payment processors that help your business accept payments globally without hassle, without stress, without losing sleep. Because a lot of people like to lose sleep because of money. Without losing sleep. I'm talking right this second. Somebody from Australia texts you and is like, hey, I saw your product or your service in your social media. Beautiful, fantastic. I want to order. Send me a payment page. Send me a payment link. Are you able to accept that payment? If no, you need to set that up. If you sell anything, I don't care whether it's a service, it's a product, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you are banked globally. You are able to bank your business in USD, right? And I don't mean a domiciliary account. Don't get me wrong. I mean a Swift global bank account that enables you to move money in and out with ease. You're able to bank globally. And what else are you able to do? You are able to transact, accept payments. That's the second thing under transacting globally. You're able to accept payment. And then lastly, what should you be able to do? You should be able to also make payments. So maybe you want to source, goods from suppliers. You need to be able to make payments to China, make payments. These are things you must have as the tools of your trade. It's part of preparing for the rain. You cannot be waiting till when you need them, because sometimes waiting till when you need them is often dangerous. You might lose business. You might lose a partner by not being ready. So being ready is always your best bet. As a business, as somebody selling anything, service or product, you need to be able to bank globally. You need to be able to do what again? Accept payments globally. And you need to be able to make payments globally. Those three things are the key tenets of going global with your business, right? They are the key tenets of going global with your business. All right, my people, with that said, those are 4 key frameworks that would enable you take your business, take your skill, take your talent from where it is right now, put a spotlight on it on the global stage, and transact seamlessly without hassle. And now we're going to go into a little bit of a recap. What was the first thing that we mentioned? We talked about realizing that you are a global asset. You must come into that conviction. It is not a choice. I repeat, it is not a choice. It is absolutely necessary. It is the only thing, it is the only option that you have. You do not have another option. Every single thing that you do, every single thing that you offer is global from the start. And so you must treat it as such. You must create the IP, the intellectual property as such. Your content must be universally relevant. Your products must pass the test of universality. Can they be used everywhere in the world? That's what gets the world talking. So that when we count the brilliant ideas and the brilliant products and the brilliant services that come out of the world, your name will be among them. And number 2, we said check your communication channels. Are you properly set up with a website, with an e-commerce store, with the sales process, with the sales funnel? Are you properly set up to be able to communicate your value to the world? Or are you just hiding on your WhatsApp alone, or hiding on Telegram alone, or just doing it on a small scale? Are you leveraging global communication channels to educate your market, to present your offers to the market and be able to extract value? And number 3, we said, are you going at it alone, or are you leveraging good partnerships? And we talked about 3 things in there. We said leverage communities, leverage people, leverage software, right? Leverage tools, leverage funding, leverage software to be able to scale into new markets. There are communities where conversations are already happening around your industry, where veterans are already in, where experts are already in, where newbies are already in, figuring things out as they go, sharing experiences, sharing resources, and they can help you in there. There's funding available to accelerate your business globally. Apply for them. There's funding available, dedicated, earmarked for your type of business. I don't care what industry you are, there's funding available for you globally. And then we said take advantage of software, especially research software that gives you insight into your industry. We mentioned Google Trends, for instance, that can help you research new markets, know exactly what countries are in demand of your products and services, and how you can get it across to them. And then finally, we talked about preparing for the rain. The rain represents the traction. It represents exactly what you are expecting from the global market. It represents all the patronage, represents all the MOUs in terms of partnerships. It represents everything. And so the question is your business ready for when the customers begin to roll in the door? Are you able to accept payments? Are you able to make payments globally, accept payments globally, get funded globally? Are you banked globally? These are things that you must consider. And I believe that with these 4 key frameworks, you would be empowered to be able to take your business global. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure sharing with you. I believe now we go into a little bit of Q&A. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to our host, Mary. If you are there, I believe you can join me back.
I am here. I
All
am
right, awesome.
fully here. I don't even know where to start from. I don't know what to say.
We
I don't
will
know.
start from somewhere.
Sam, are you saying this event continues tomorrow? Because this day one, it looks like you have stopped everything. I don't know. Everything. My God, this is a lot. A lot. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the comment section already say wow. Like, wow, there's no more word. Like no more word to say. Okay of the most High, of course, of course.
See, my man.
Where do I start from? Where do I start? Let me start with a little bit of recap. You know how you say when you were, doing that recap and you quickly emphasize
Yeah.
that you don't have a choice. See, just stick with this realization that it is either I go global or go global. There's no other alternative. Do you get it? You don't have an alternative like maybe I can see.
Maybe.
we, I don't want to say we die here, but the way it is, this global life, all of us are here together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see you in the comment section. What do you have to say? Let me see you in the comment section. What did you learn from this session? What was your highlight? Very impactful. Now saying very impactful. Wow, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I'm trying to go through the comment section to see if you have any questions for UK before he goes. Please bring it on board so that you can trash it. This guy is super brilliant. I'm sure you can see that already. You can see that already. And you know how you emphasized on um growth partnerships, very
Yeah.
important. Do you know what you said
Yeah.
now about the opportunities are there in the global market? A lot of people do not know
Yes.
because probably they do not search, they've not heard about it. And it just also aligns with what Auntie Shola said, where she was talking about the grant she won, the US consulate, and she was literally just saying that we simply just told them what we wanted to do and we got the grant. That was just it. We told them what we wanted to use this grant for, and we got it. So the first
That's
thing
it.
is you even knowing where the opportunities are. You cannot say you
Yeah.
want to go global and you don't know where the opportunities are lying. Like these things are there. It is follow who no road. All your years, like God. Oh my God. This is a lot. Robinson says, God bless you. This was really awesome. Please, what about
Thank you
what
so
about
much.
what about someone who do articles, spoken word, and poetry? How can one elaborate on such service? Okay, I'm going to hold on to that. Let me just quickly get on with more comments before we come back to that question. I'm a global asset. Yes, David. Yes, you are. Your thoughts are now global, and your mindset are now global. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
Absolutely.
beautiful. Beautiful. This is so
Absolutely.
good. This is so good. God's gift says, can you suggest Facebook ads for global expansion? Or ads in general? I'm sure you're going to help us trash that. The emphasis on group partnership is so fascinating. Beautiful. Yes, Emilia, you don't have a choice. You are a global asset. I love this. I love this. So let's quickly, focus on some of these questions. We've got two questions, and I
Yeah.
think that if you answer those two questions, we're good for the evening because our time is also far spent, and I'm also trying to ensure that we keep to time. So Robinson says that how about somebody who does spoken word, articles, poetry, most of these things that they are not tangible products. You understand what we're
Yeah.
saying? How can one elaborate on such service?
Yeah. So, hi, Robinson. Thank you for the question. Right. What I'd say to that is you must understand that literary works, right, are recognized and very valued globally. That's the truth.
Yeah.
It's actually
Yeah.
very valued globally, right? And for you to be able to tap into that, the best of that world, right, as a writer, you need to get into writing communities. There's this guy, I think Dave Perel is the name, if I'm not mistaken. Go check him out. Dave Perel or so, or Will Perel. I think it's Dave Perel. I could quickly do a lookup for you to confirm that. Um, yeah, I'm right. Dave Perel, right? Go look him up. He's a writer, fantastic one at that. And you can get an insight into how he's able to monetize his talents, his gifts globally, right? As a writer. So yeah, that's somebody you should check out. I believe that just being able to model someone like that and get into the right communities, you should be able to break out. Yeah, I hope that answers that question.
So
I
this
think,
person,
yeah.
the same Robinson says that what advice would you give someone trying to grow a company? So I think that we can just piece together like that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So for growing a company globally, right? I think that you want to be able to understand your global operations is separate from your local operations. So let's say right now you operate in Nigeria and you want to operate in another country. For you to actually see success from doing business in the other country, you must not mix both, right? A customer from Nigeria is not a customer from Ghana. It's not a customer from anywhere else. So if you need more business, right, in your company from another country, then if you're marketing effectively in Nigeria, they need to start marketing effectively outside too. So your operations must be distinguished, must be distinct, right? Just like how you have multinationals, they will come into Nigeria, set up a whole branch, but they don't expect that that is all that they will do. They will still have to go somewhere else, wherever they're also going to operate. They will also set up tools and systems there to grow the value chain, to grow business, in that region as well. Let's take, for instance, our beloved Paystack in Nigeria, right, who operates in multiple countries. Guess what? They have they have teams, right, across these different regions. Now, you may not be at the point where you're able to hire teams across regions, but you should at least be able to have distinct marketing, right, and active marketing in different regions. So you should be able to create lead magnets that appeal to a certain other region better, so that you can generate leads from there. Listen, the same marketing processes work everywhere. So if you get a lead, it converts into a prospect and then a customer, it's the same thing. The only difference now is, are you actually running business operations in that country? Or are you running business operations from this country and expecting results from the other end? So the first thing that I would say to be able to help you grow a global company is you must learn how to segment operations, right? Treat every country how they should be treated differently. Your Nigerian business is not the same as your global business. Your global business is not the same as your Nigerian business. So you must be able to segment and then take what's working here and duplicate it everywhere else as well. So that's why it's not as easy to do. It requires focused work, right? So I hope that helps.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think that covers it. I think I also want to quickly speak to, the question about poetry, articles, and spoken word. So I think that one of the other thing that also distinguishes you in that circle of work is the excellence you bring on board when you do your presentations and when you are doing what you're doing, because people want to see that you are really good in this department or in this sector before, even when you are in communities like you has said, ensure that you're not just quiet in those communities, because a lot of people join communities and they're just quiet, silent members, ghost members. You're not commenting, you're not engaging people, you are not they ask who can do this thing. You can do it, you have the capacity to do it, but you are quiet. Who can volunteer for this? You are not among the escorts, you are not doing. It doesn't work like that. So even as you join those communities, ensure that you're an active player, right? Active team member, support. Let people know that you can do this thing and bring excellence on board. Excellence is really going to distinguish you very, very fast. I just wanted to add
Yes.
that. Thank you so much, Uju.
Absolutely so valuable.
Thank you. So let's just address this question of Facebook ads for global
Yeah.
expansion, or do you support
Okay.
ads generally?
Yes, I do, but I'll tell you for free. Start with influencer marketing if you can. That budget you spend with Facebook, if you're breaking into a new market, give it to an influencer. I think that's the word everybody can relate to, or a creator in that space that talks about your product or service to their market. Give that money to them. You will find results faster, and then you can then reinvest the proceeds from there into scaling up with Facebook. Because the thing with Facebook is that you're marketing as your own brand, right? You're marketing from your own, and yet you've not yet had customers from those places, or so you'll be hard to pull in testimonials, per se. So you want to come in with your best foot forward, right? If you notice how multinationals do it, even locally, is that they hire your best influencers. Look at all of the betting companies, right? In sports betting, you see all your favorite guys showing up and announcing a new company all of a sudden from nowhere. It's not like they couldn't come in and just start advertising themselves, but they come in and use faces that you're already familiar with, right? So you see, guys, running global operations, you have to think like how actual multinationals think. It's the same thing, right? So don't spend first on your own. It's what I would say. Oh, you can try it. It works for you. It's still great. But for me, how I prefer to do it is I already use the faces that they are familiar with. I'll say, hey, guy, you talk about this thing. I'm also in this industry. Would like to promote our products. Lots of them have promotions because that's how they make money, right? So you go and offer them that same budget you want to take to Facebook. Offer it to them. They'll make a video for you. And guess what? You win two ways. They post that video on YouTube. That video lives rent-free forever, right? And you continually keep getting traction. And now new people will keep getting exposed to your brand every single time. And then you piggyback off of that and the leads from there, and you can use that to expand your brand. So now you can now go and do your ads now using this creator's content and say, guys, and they already know that face. So you use that guy's face or that girl's face in your ads, and it will convert even better. That's how I would do it, because that's how every big player does it. So I hope that helps.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, the questions are pouring in, and I think that I'm just going to take one question because so that we can align it with both. They're quite similar. So Austin says, can you drop more tools to fast track globalization, like sites or communities, maybe some that you can recommend, for us? And then there's another question that says that I recycled pure water sachet to marketable shoe polish. What community can I join for funding? So I think that both of it still speaks to communities. So do you have communities that you can recommend?
Okay. Yes. So I believe I shared Nomad List earlier. It's a very good one that I recommend. Apart from Nomad List, there are also Reddit communities. So Reddit is not really popular in this part of the world, but it's very valuable. So check out Reddit. And now I can't give you specifically for your industry, so you need to go on Reddit and search for your industry. But it's a global community. It's a global community of communities, right? Where conversations happen. So go on Reddit, filter for your industry or any topic you care about there. Reddit, Nomad List, Eventbrite. You use Eventbrite filter for your own industry as well. Those would be good ones. And then OJ, who recycles stuff that is used for shoe polish. I think you want to look into exports real deep, because there are a lot of shoe polish makers, right, that need your raw materials. Okay, so I think you want to explore export options, and go check out this company Vujis. So VUJIS, right? It's a software. Go check it out and see if you are able to. So it's a software where you find partners, a list of importers that import the products that you sell or the raw material that you produce. Anyone, right? It has a ton in there. Vujis, VUJIS. So go in there, go have a free trial and see if it helps you. I really think it should. That's where I would direct that business if I were running it. Something export related, so you can pull in those USD sales.
Wow, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Okay, I think if I were you, if you're listening to these, all of these communities that he has mentioned, like I'm going right on Google immediately. I'm typing it in. I'm signing up. I'm just going right in, because delay is denial. You understand? Delay can be denied. Let me not say it's denying. It can be. So delay can be dangerous. So please act on these things immediately. Act on them immediately, and maximize all of these tools for your benefit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother, for sharing with us. Like, you really poured out of your heart to us. Thank you. We're grateful. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Have a very great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Wow, 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 ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel? How do you feel? Let me see in the comment section. Let me see it in the comment section. How do you feel? What have you learned today? Two powerful speakers. Two powerful speakers we've had this evening, and this, and then we went into global expansion strategies, and my god, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. Thank you so much, especially to all of our speakers. And Tishola, thank you so much. We're grateful. UK, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Value upon value upon value. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had enough for the first day. What do you think? I think we've had enough for day one. I think that right now we need to go and reflect on some of those things we've learned and begin to take actionable steps, to implement those things that we have learned. Remember what Samuel said at the beginning of this event, where he says that what you should be doing is take up the position of a finisher. So it's not just about coming to learn, to gain, to type, and that's it. You have to learn, you have to execute, and you have to grow. So what we're going to do right now is to go back into our solitary spaces, begin to act on these things that we have learned today. If you're signing up to join communities, please go ahead and do it. If you're getting the books of some of the speakers, please go ahead and do it. If you're reading anything, just something to ensure that you commit yourself to growth from this evening. Do you understand? Tomorrow, guys, tomorrow it's going to be same time, 7 p.m. and we have two powerful speakers. Let me give you a tip. Because tomorrow we are now going to be learning about the secrets you need to run your ads. So, there was a question about Facebook ads and all of that. We have an ads guru who is going to be coming tomorrow, and is going to be sharing with us the secrets, to running Facebook ads. So every question you have about ads, bring it tomorrow. Bring them tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm telling you, we've got a guru, Oyekunle Damola, is going to be here with us in this room. Also tomorrow, we have the very amazing, delectable Chinasa Favor, and she is going to be talking to you about how to build an authentic and profitable personal brand. I read also in the comment section, where somebody had mentioned something about branding. So everything you want to learn about what you need to build a personal brand, not just anyhow kind of personal brand, one that is authentic and profitable. Tomorrow, you're going to be learning all of that. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be same time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Ensure you come because you're also going to learn. Like, it's going you think you have seen something today. Don't worry, come tomorrow. Come tomorrow and ensure that you do not come alone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the event today. Congratulations, to everyone in the 10x business conference team, for an amazing day one event. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing ride. My name is Mary Ogundimo, and it's been a awesome privilege to be your host for day one. Tomorrow we'll meet again, same time, 7 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone. To have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for your comment success. I see. Thank you so very much, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Bye.